Okay, and we're back again for session 8, Gears of Vengeance. Yay! Um, let's see. We have a new player. John is joining us, and Kat will be joining us the next time. But let's catch him up to speed with the fact that let's see, we're past 7 sessions. These three guys two guys and a girl and a pizza place. No, these two guys and a girl got together at the behest of a caster Fizzbolt who was seeking some adventurers. They didn't have to be adventurers, just some people to go find some dwarven ruins that had been ruins, not runes, that had been rumored out in the the mountains to the west of Tanovar. They went out and did their first foray into it and did encounter some ruins. But these ruins were infested with goblins, and unfortunately, it was just too many goblins. And after a harrowing, almost TPK, they fled from there and went back and snuck in a secret way to get a few items, which they then brought back to Caster. Given the initial success, they then learned of another potential ruins that a friend of a trapper they had made the acquaintance of in Raventhorpe had caught up with him and mentioned. They then went there. Well, I should say before going there, they were confronted by a former compatriot. Not what's the word? Not accomplice. Somebody that Morgoth knew in the watch, basically telling them, "Hey, stop working for this guy. You aren't going to like it if you don't." Sort of a minor threat, but nothing really backed up. Just say, "Hey, don't stop working for him. We don't want to hurt you." So they then went to that ruins, found that there was some kind of strange mold inside there, but were able to find a bunch of other strange devices that they were then going to take back to Caster. However, the guy who had accosted them seemed to have tracked them down and dropped half the mountain onto these ruins, and thereby kind of locking them in. After spending a bit of time trying to...
Like that.
Pardon?
I wouldn't like that, so yes.
Yeah. After spending a bit of time trying to figure out a way out, they found a secret back way that led through some caverns, where again they fought some more of this sentient mold, sentient fungus, and eventually last time they made it through a bit more of the caverns. It wasn't as difficult the second half, back out to the outside. Making it back to Tanovar, they went to speak with Caster, showed him and gave him some of these items that they had found in this ruined garrison. And we're discussing that when there was a knock on the door and a new person, and in walked in a person who looks like this, since we now actually have a picture and I didn't before. Looks like this. Hate how this works sometimes. View character artwork, no players. So he kind of looks like that as he walks in. And we're going to take a little vignette so I can get John to this point. So give me one moment though, but I will also mention one other thing. Over the course of determining the report for last time, for the last session, I realized that my math was wrong and that actually it was the 32nd when you guys got back to Tanovar. So technically Potion Shop and the other shops should have been open. That was my bad, so I just made it so that the potion shop was just, you determined it was closed, and so just didn't go there. Or you went there, found it to be closed for some unknown reason, and then decided to go talk to Caster. So just a minor change on my part, because I can't count. Stupid programmers, and they're off by 1 errors. So, as it stands right now, John, your character, going back a little bit before this, your character has arrived in Tanovar. Let's bring us all to Tanovar for the time being. Has arrived in Tanovar, and by way of the road. So this road that is coming up right in through here, and it's coming through the northern part of the city. You were sent here by Zinrith or Zinris, what did I call him? Yes, Zinris. He had mentioned that there was a former student in the city who had recently sent him a missive saying that he was trying to explore some of the local folklore, the local myths of dwarves and their advanced technology, and that he had heard a rumor and thought maybe, just maybe, that there might actually be some truth to it. So your former master, former teacher, had sent you this way for that. You've arrived to the outskirts of the city. Now, to be fair, the city isn't quite this way right now. I haven't had a chance to update the map. This wall right here just doesn't exist. It's actually in the process of being built. The palace here and the walls here are also in the process of being built. Much of the city that's up on this northern side is not like this. Think of this map as being about 70 years in the future. So things are still being built. This part of the city isn't as densely populated. There's still some of this kind of stuff along the road here, but this is more of a village, an outskirting village on the outside of the main thing at this point in time. Eventually it'll get subsumed like this is. So it's not nearly as dense out here as you come into town.
Okay.
Having come in through this way, you did notice that, maybe about an hour back, maybe half an hour to an hour back, you had went through a Havani camp. So the Havani are sometimes called the people who seek. They're basically a traveling group of people that travel from city to city. They do sort of tinkering things occasionally, like fixing things. They tend to set up shop in a spot outside of the city or the village for a time until usually the village gets upset with them and kicks them out for some reason. They're the equivalent of gypsies.
Gotcha.
Or at least they get blamed for things. Maybe maybe they steal things, maybe they don't. But since they're an easy scapegoat, they tend to move on after a month or two. But you came next to one of those, and from the north, and came through this way as you were heading down to the city. You've reached the city. It's a new city for you. It's on the edge of a rather large lake. You have most of your time. It took you the better part of you're traveling by foot. It probably took you the better part of 5 or 6 days to get to here. Maybe a little bit longer than that. Probably even closer to. I don't know. I have to bring up the map. Probably even closer to 5 or 6 days seems about right. Going by foot, going from village to village as you came through here, but you end up going through a forest along this road, and then coming around this rather large lake to get to this point. So what do you want to do? Oh, and you're looking for a caster fizzbolt. That is who you're looking for.
Okay. So I guess I'm going to first of all go to the local. Is there a wizard section in this town?
No wizards. Wizards are taboo. Bad. They'll get killed on sight.
Is where the more knowledgeable sages and so forth?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask around. I do know, but you'll have to ask around to figure that out. There are several people that are. There are people walking along. If you wish to speak to some guards, you could wait. Clearly, you could probably wait a little bit. You know that in these cities in the Sirli Kingdom, there's usually a relatively regular guard presence that comes by after a little bit in most of these cities. So it's possible you could wait for that and ask, or you could just ask some people around.
Let's go down to the market.
Yeah, some of the stuff up here is more market-like. Like, this is a small village, so as you're coming through, like, pretend that this stuff doesn't exist. A lot of this stuff here doesn't exist yet. And these docks don't exist yet. So, this is kind of a village. It's probably got an open-air market in it just because it's close to the city. It's close to where farmers would probably come in to try to sell wares. And it is harvest time, so the harvest has been coming in. As you've been traveling down the road, you've been seeing a lot of farmers going back and forth towards the city with full wagons, leaving the city with not so full wagons, but usually having some extra stuff, supplies and things that they're taking back.
Okay. So I will go into the market and kind of observe, buy some fresher food,
Yeah, there's a few people that are selling some vegetables and stuff. Most of the things are grains and that sort of thing, because the farms are coming in, and this is kind of where they're setting up shop to kind of sell some of their wares. But yeah, you can find some fresh fruit and things like that from. In fact, there's a whole person with there's a stand with a whole bunch of apples from an orchard, probably somewhere nearby.
Okay. Well, I will go get an apple,
All right.
and or actually, I'll buy several apples.
Okay. I mean, you're able
And
to buy, a half dozen for a couple copper.
okay, and then I'll look around. What are the? Is there all different type of class of people here shopping in the market, or is it more
So
every
mostly,
day?
uh, mostly it is diary. Um, and you can tell just because they have just their certain look. Um, you yourself, you said you were you yourself are Searly, so they kind of there's a bit of a deference to you, like there's a deference there. Like when they go
Okay.
by, they kind of they kind of look a little suspicious of you, just because you're diary or because you're
Right.
Searly. You know, having grown up, that this is just because less than 200 years ago, this area was a Searly or a diary run kingdom that the Searly kind of, forcibly took over.
Okay.
So the Searly basically then think of it as the English or the Angles taking over portions of Wales or Scotland. When they would come in, they would take over. They'd leave most of the people to their own devices, and they'd install like an English nobility. So in this case, it's the same thing. They leave most of the diary people to their own devices, but they install Searly nobility. So
But there's still
most of the
obvious.
population is diary or a mixed form of diary, diary Searly. But the nobles around here will always be Searly.
Okay. So I will look around and see, maybe talk to a couple of markets. Are there any booksellers or any type
Not in
of
this market. This is purely food and maybe some, some rustic clothing and stuff like that.
okay. So
I'm not
I'll
trying to
find
prevent you from getting to the place. It's
no,
just
no,
the
no.
terrain
I
is here.
get you. I get no. It's back. I get the color. So I will go and talk to. Is there a guard here?
Yeah,
I would
at a
assume.
certain point, as you're looking around this marketplace, you see that there are a couple of guards wearing sort of a darkened armor, darkened chain armor with sort of a breastplate kind of thing. And it's like at first you think that's kind of like tarnished, but then you realize that they've actually kind of darkened it themselves for some reason. So it doesn't look exactly black, but it looks like a very dark burnished armor. And as you get closer to that, you see that they actually have a patch on the side of their uniform that is just like a black triangle or a black square or something like that, or a couple of black bars. As you kind of get close to them, and there's a couple on one side of the market, and there's one on the other side of the market. And you think that they're together.
Okay. So I will go to the one by himself. You said it was
Mhm.
one by himself, right?
Yeah, there's one by himself.
Okay. I'll
He
go.
notices you as you approach, and he kind of, he was kind of not sitting, but lounging, not at full attention. But as you get a little closer, he gets more full attention, kind of thing. Um, and when you get up there, he says, "Sir, may I help you?"
Yes. Good day, friend. I have a mission from the Lord, who I wish to discover where to buy a book here. Can you direct me to where I might be find certain tombs, tomb scrolls?
Ah, go. Oh,
They don't
yes,
seem to have
yes.
those
I
in.
don't know exactly, sir. It's not my forte, but more than likely, what you're looking for is going to be in the merchant district.
Can you direct me there? I'm traveling
He
and
says, just follow this road. You'll follow it across the river. You'll head. It'll kind of veer towards the south, and then just head straight south. Once you hit the gates on the walls and the gates, you'll be right there at the merchant district, and there will be guardsmen there. They can help you find your place further.
excellent, excellent. Well, thank you for your time. I do notice. Is there a certain livery? Is there was there a type symbol on there? Or is it just solid
No, it's
black?
just a black thing. Just like in
Okay,
this case, the guy you went to was a single black bar.
okay. Well, I won't ask then if it's not any type of actual something to speak about. So
Not
I'll
currently,
just
no.
thank you for your time.
Yeah, all right. No, welcome, no problem, sir. It's always good to see more nobility in the city.
Ah, thank you. It's yes, I've been
He
sitting here to
doesn't know.
explore. Find it. No,
He,
no, I get it. And I'm
he assumes.
not going to corrupt. I'm not going to corrupt it. So
Yeah. All
yes,
right.
thank you.
So yeah, basically he's sort of implying you follow the road here, you'll come around, and then you'll head up, and that you'll see that there's the only portion of the city right now that's walled is this portion right here. So he's implying that the merchant district is in this city. is in the walled portion of the city.
Okay, so I will go into the wall portion of the city.
Okay. So, I mean, you head around down here. As you're heading past here, you notice that they're starting to build like this wall right here. This wall is under construction. You can see them actually building up the bulwarks. Kind of a few of the places of this, like they're really starting to do a bunch of stuff with, in essence, a moat gatehouse kind of right here. So they're actually starting to lay some stone here. But for the most part, a lot of this stuff is still not built up at all. There's not a lot of things here. There's a few buildings, a couple warehouses, a few shops of things. The thing that as you're coming around though that really catches your eye is this building here. This building here is belching out smoke. And from your limited knowledge of this place, you probably figure it's some kind of set of furnaces or something like that. This is probably where some of the main either blacksmiths or artificers probably end up doing some of their work, or maybe there's something like that in nature. But this particular building, this one here doesn't exist yet, but this one is definitely putting out a lot of smoke as if there was some furnaces being run there.
Okay.
But continuing on, you make it all the way up to this gate here, and you have to go. Sure enough, there's a walled portion of the gate here. You can notice as you're coming up that the cliffs go up pretty steeply, and that there is a keep tower kind of thing up here on the top that's maybe about 30 or 40 feet and kind of looks out over top of the entire city. So who's ever living there or that sort of stuff has a pretty good view of most of the city at all times. And
gotcha.
Entering into the merchant district, sure enough,
yes,
there is a guardhouse right there at the edge if you wish to speak to someone.
I do. Good day, brothers. I am looking for the merchant district. Merchant. I need to put this.
You have found it. It is right through these gates and down this street here. This is the merchant street.
Excellent. Well, my fellow friar I've been sent on a task to retrieve a certain scroll. It is somewhat valuable.
Then maybe you need to go down to the very end. That is where the Chosen of Seer, their temple, is.
That is what I was looking for. And are there other merchants like this, or I'll just look. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Good day, sir. Just head all the way down to the other end. You'll almost be at the other gate on the other side, and you will find the temple.
Okay. So, Seer, as far as
Seer is the god of the Seer League. It's the guy.
Right.
Those guys, the Inquisitors, want to kill all wizards.
Right.
But they're okay with alchemists and artificers. Go figure.
Okay. But they are okay with alchemists?
Yeah.
The person I'm looking for, was he more of a hidden alchemist?
Yeah, none of you guys have been hidden. Like, your master wasn't hidden. Alchemy and artificing is actually it's not a common thing, because think of it as think of it as like silversmiths or jewelers and stuff like that. They're high end artisans and things like that. It's a high end trade. So I mean, the from your understanding, and even where you were at in the previous where you came from, which I'm keeping vague for now since you know what it is, but I don't want you to give it to everybody.
Gotcha.
Occasionally, an inquisitor from the Chosen of Seer would show up at, for instance, where you learned alchemy, and they would ask questions, but they would never. There was never any. You never got the feeling that they were ever trying to, figure out anything. There was nothing ever sinister about it. It's probably the best.
Okay, so I don't have to be as cautious as I have been.
No. I mean,
I'm cautious because of who I am.
Yes, but I was going to say there might be other reasons for you to want to be cautious, as I kind of pointed out in some of the background I gave you.
Yes,
certainly I implied something with some of that stuff.
Yes.
But it's being an alchemist is not a cause for you to be worried about somebody trying to hunt you down and kill you. Being a wizard, however, in this kind of thing, or a sorcerer, definitely would be a problem. And even certain race types would certainly be a problem.
So I will just go on down to the looking through any type of merchant, specifically higher end.
You start heading down here, and about around in here, you start noticing like a few potion shops, or a potion shop called Dios's Fine Potions. A jeweler next to it. A little bit further down, you start to see a few like leather workers and fine leather workers, some tailors. There's a spot down here where you get down to about this point, where you see a a what looks to be a map over a door, like a thing with a map on it. So maybe there's a cartographer in this place, which is not for this size city seems awfully odd, but not super unusual, but odd because most cartographers would be in the size of the city of like the capital of the Marches. Like you'd probably have one for the entire kingdom. In the entire kingdom, it's not a very common trade. And eventually, you get down to here, and sure enough, you come upon a rather large building, very very temple-like, very cathedral-like in some sense, but not quite as large as like a Gothic cathedral. And sure enough, this is definitely a temple to Seer. What's interesting and what's a little different than the one that you're used to from back home, this is clearly more oriented towards the Order of Compassion, as opposed to the
even better.
Mm-hmm. This Order of Compassion seems to be the bigger, the larger order in this city for whatever reason.
Okay. Well, I will go in to the main chamber where the
you head on in through the thing. You pass a couple of church guards heading into the thing. You come into a main long hall with pillars. The ceiling is maybe about 30 or 40 feet up. There's some stained glass around the edges. You can see that if you get beyond the pillars, there's sort of naves or that kind of hallways that go back into there, and they all lead up towards the center dais that has an altar on it with the symbol of Seer on it, which I don't have right off the top of my head because I probably haven't made it yet. And you can see that there are a few priests in amongst a couple of the alcoves, and one kind of kneeling in front of the altar as you come in.
Okay, I will go up to the altar far enough away so I don't disturb the person kneeling. Mm-hmm. I'll kneel
and it's about 40 or 50 feet to get up to there. As you're going up, you pass a few parishioners. Like clearly they're not priests, but they're probably people here, supplicants or sort of looking for the people that come to visit a temple. So a few people visiting. Either they're trying to get an audience with the priests, or they're here to do a pilgrimage. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to think of. I couldn't think of it either. So
doing a pilgrimage or that sort of stuff, as you're kind of passing them as you get up there. They're at a certain point, you get to within about 30 feet, and you notice that there are a couple guards to the side with pikes, and they start moving towards you as you get up to there.
Okay.
Do you wish to continue, or do you want to just stop there?
I'll wait for them to come to me. I'll try to listen to some of the conversations as they go past to see, just proceed.
Several of them are just praying.
I figured I wouldn't find anything else.
Yeah, there's not really anything of interest. It's mostly just supplication prayers or pilgrimage prayers or that sort of stuff. You do happen to pass one person that definitely looks like they have some kind of disease of some sort. Maybe they're here to try to get that cured of some sort. But you get up to there, and the guards get up and close to you enough, and they say, "Good day, sir. What can we do for you? This is really as far as pilgrims and supplicants should be going."
I was not aware of that. I was here to show my respect and
excuse me,
commune with Seer. Also, I've been sent here from my one of my brothers needs a potion. I mean, not potion, a scroll. And a person in your city has that, and I was wondering if anyone knew him. And I'll give the name.
Okay, you give the name of Castor.
Yes.
Okay. They kind of look at you a little bit and like, that is not a name that we have heard before, but that does not mean that. And as he's saying that, you notice that one of the priests is coming up behind and says, a brother. Philip, it's fine. Let me speak with him. I have heard of this Castor. He is an artificer. He has actually made some works for us in the past.
Yes, I hope to learn from him as well before I take this back. So.
I am brother. And now you make me make a name up. I didn't have anything. I'm Brother Stark. Could I give you. And your name is?
I'm Brother Artemis.
Good to meet you. Where are you from, brother?
I'll think of a town, not the real town, just a town that has another monastery. Do all small towns have churches?
Usually, like a town of maybe 1,000 or more would probably have a church of some sort in it. It may not be grand like this one. Like you're in a town now of about 3,000, 3 to 5,000, all told amongst everything. Maybe a little less than that, maybe 2,500. So they just happen to have a really large cathedral because more than likely the Baron here is well. There's a lot of money in this town. You actually even know that. Tanalvar is known for a lot of money because of all the mines. There's a gold mine, there's a silver mine, some iron mines that are up in the nearby hills. And so it is definitely a lot of money flows through here because of the richness of the veins in the mountains. So that's probably why they have such a large church here or temple.
Okay, I'll name a decent sized city that I'm actually from, but I'm traveling from
Okay.
the city to on a mission.
He says, yes, hi. I did my acolyte years there. How's brother Parsemius?
I merely came through that town. I've been traveling, and I'm assuming I don't know Parsemius since it's
no, you don't.
I know.
I mean, you're not.
I'm traveling. I would sit there. For now, Seer is taken. Allows me to travel and learn new things. So I was only there for a short time.
No, come with me. Castor. We're speaking of Castor. Castor he helped. He kind of points up towards this. You can see that there's it's about 30 or 40 feet for the vaulted ceiling here. But once you get up close to this altar spot, you can see it shoots up another 50 feet. Into a huge dome up on top there, and he says, yes, Castor helped us with some of the reinforcing stone work that went up into the creation of such a wonderful piece for Seer. If you're looking
and very practical and inspiring, just like having Seer in your life, it is.
Remember, Seer they call the sun Seer, so you can actually see. When you look up into it, you're like, oh, who cares initially? But when you look up into it, some of the sunlight hits and you see it bounce off all these kind of mirrors and stuff and basically bring a beam straight down onto the altar. Even though this whole there's the sun itself is probably not directly looking at the thing, it brings a beam straight down onto the altar. And you can hear a few of the pilgrims in the back go, kind of thing.
Is it only? Can I tell if is it noon? Like it's actually over?
No, it's not actually noon. No, it is not. So it's very clear that there's some kind of mechanism that is allowing this to happen.
That was what I wanted. So he's very well. Yeah, he is something that would take some work to it.
Yeah, something that would take a bit of work to it. He says, Stark says, so Castor, he is actually outside of the walls in the common district out back there. In fact, I think his shop is near where they're currently building one of the new walls. Actually, he's quite close to there, not far from the river. And he gives you some slightly better directions than that. But
thank you. I'll be a short amount of time, but I'm looking forward to meeting him, and thank you for helping me with this. It's always. Some towns are not as opening to strangers.
Okay.
So
even those the compassion of Seer is shared with all.
Thank you again. Thank you, Brother Stark. I'm sure we will cross in the near future.
Brother Artemis, enjoy your stay here in the city. And if you need a place to stay, please by all means come back. We have a few cells awaiting.
Thank
and you in this case, cell doesn't mean it means like
no, I know it's like
monk cell, monk cell,
monk cell.
Yeah, I mean, just making it clear in case it wasn't.
No, I know. The friendliest way to say you're going to jail ever.
You're going straight to jail. So what do you do next?
So I'm gonna go back. I would like to go by the cartographers and step in just to
Okay, well, you
see.
get to there, and it's approximately right. You want to do that right along here.
Okay. And what kind of day is it, by the way?
It is probably midish, a little, right around midday, actually.
Okay, so I have a little bit of time.
Yep. You get there, and the door is there's a red door, and there's definitely a sign over top of it. But when you go to try to open the door, it's locked.
It's not open right now.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the door is locked. You just tried to go right in, and it didn't. The door is locked.
Well, I will tap on the door, assuming it's not some other
you
magical
knock for a little bit, and after a moment, you hear a female voice say, one moment," and then sort of one of those peep doors kind of opens, and you can see a pair of eyes and some brown bangs, and that's about it. And she says, "Yes, may I help you?"
Yes, hello. I am Brother Artemis, and I am new to town, and your establishment piqued my interest because it is unusual to have. I've traveled much, and I enjoy maps, and I was hoping to see some of yours and the new area because I'll be here for a short amount of time, but it's always good to know the lay of the land.
I see. Well, the cartographer is not currently in. He is out on an expedition.
And what is the cartographer's name?
His name is Manson. I gotta remember the exact name. Give me 1 second. His last name is Manson.
Okay.
His name, he is Garth Manson.
Garth or Darth?
Garth, as in a G.
Okay. Not as in the bad Jedi.
Not as in the bad Jedi.
I was gonna say that. Manson's bad enough, but Darth Manson, that's not a serial killer with a lightsaber there.
Currently out. I think he is to be back in a few days, actually.
Does he, by chance, does he also do work for the exploration?
What do you mean?
Maps of the is it a dungeon or a tomb? What do they call it here?
For what?
The archaeology. Isn't there like a tomb or a dungeon here?
No. Like, so I guess you misunderstood my background stuff. There's always been rumors and legends and myths about there being an ancient dwarven civilization in the nearby mountains. No one has yet to find it.
That's what I misunderstood.
Yeah,
never mind.
Yeah, so the missive part that you were told about was that that Castor had found. So, boys, you didn't hear this. That Castor had found some credible evidence that it might be true, that some of it might be true, and so he was just sharing the information with Zinfir.
Okay.
His name is not Zinfir; it's Zinris.
Then I will say that. I would say thank you. And what was your name, ma'am?
Wow, no one ever asked me my name. My name is Mary. No, actually, the boys actually interacted with this girl before, and they never asked her name. So
did we not ask her name?
No, you did not.
Oh, crap.
So I never made it.
I didn't realize we didn't ask her name.
No, you guys never asked her name, so I didn't have to make it up on the spot. I was literally looking at the report from that session that you talked to her, and there is no name for her. So, my name is Mary.
Mary. Pleased to meet you. I'm, like I said, new in the. I'm meeting people, and I've been traveling, and I always make it a point to. I like to know the names of the people I have met. So thank you, Mary. Is she like? Do I see how she's dressed? Or are we talking?
No, like there's like it's with a little peep door kind of thing. Like there's no real easy way for you to know how she's dressed or not. And I'm actually going to change her name. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Her name is Lavila. Lavila.
Lavila.
Lola Lavita. No, Lavila.
Is mistress a title here that is normal? Like, is that a ma'am type title here, or what is the normal honorific name for a woman? What do you like, Lady Lavilla? Yeah, that's not nobility.
No, I mean it's not nobility. Mistress Lavila. I mean, it doesn't have the same connotation. It depends on who you talk to, but
Okay, well, for the common, what would be a nice way to say for? Okay, Mistress Lavilla.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we're
Okay. Well, pleasant to meet you, Mr. Villa. Hopefully, I said I am new to the city. I have some talent in herbs, so perhaps sometime we can trade. Because again, I am interested in the surroundings.
well. I will let my father know when he gets back. And now you know her last name.
Yep. And good day to you. Thank you again for speaking with me.
And you hear the blink as the thing goes shut.
Yep. Click, 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 click. All the locks slam down.
No, there was she didn't unlock anything. What are you talking about?
So is this town pretty lawless? I'll continue walking, but
no, it's not. I mean, so far, at least in this district, this district, you see it's pretty regularly patrolled. Like you have actually passed 2 or 3 patrols while you've been going up and down this street.
Okay, so it's a fairly guarded.
Yeah, so this portion is well patrolled.
civilized.
When you were coming through the other portion outside the walls, you maybe saw guards. Well, you saw the guards at the market square, and then you maybe saw them once. Beyond that, so but I mean, again, you've heard of Talonvar. It's again a lot of money here, so there's probably some crime. I mean, let's be honest.
Right, but it's not a lawless, Mos Eisley, and especially in the wealthier district.
No, it's not. I mean, it's probably going to be your typical rich medieval city. So your dock districts, there's going to be some seedy portions of it. There's going to be squalor somewhere. You just haven't seen it yet. Just because that's the way a medieval city was. There's the haves and definitely the have-nots.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and walk on to see Castor.
All right, so you head back out of the merchant district into this area in here, and you come down and you follow the instructions, and sure enough, you come upon a spot where there's this quaint little building, and I can show you that. That kind of looks like this. And the trees and stuff are there, but there's kind of what would normally where the smoke is, there's kind of a wall being built back here. And across the way this way, there's some other buildings. And near one of them, you actually see a couple people playing some kind of game. Looks like they've got like a board, or they've got something on top of a what's the word I'm looking for? Barrel, and they're moving these stones on it. And they kind of look up and nod at you as you come on by.
Okay.
But give me an insight check.
That was a delay. Oh crap! Never mind. 8.
Okay. Did you roll it in the thing?
I didn't. I rolled it on the wrong app. Too many things open. Here we go. You can keep my 8, but I'll roll for. Of course, I rolled a crit, but it's an 8.
A 12. Well, a 12. 12 is enough.
Yeah, multiple times.
I don't know, something a little bit off about them as you kind of walk and you start heading towards the Artificer's place, towards Castor's place. I don't know, something about them seems off, and sort of the hair on the back of your neck kind of goes up, and so as you're walking to the thing and you kind of turn to look back, you realize that both of them are kind of watching you as you head towards this place.
Okay. I'll nod slightly as I go past them, then greeting, but not too friendly, not too hostile, just acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement. All right.
Yes.
All right. And you head to the workshop. You it's pretty obvious because of the way what you've been doing that he's got a house on top and the bottom floor is a workshop. So coming around to the edge, you rap on the door, and you hear some kind of a voice say something in there initially, like you hear it, but you can't make out exactly what the words are, and then you hear a "come in."
Okay. Come in. Go inside.
You open the door, and I'm going to put words in your mouth because this is what I said last time.
Sure.
Is this the place where they're looking for dwarven runes? And then you see a gnome who looks like this. You see a gnome who looks like that, who's sitting at a desk or a table, and he's got you'd swear he's got a sword on the table with the pommel, but the pommel looks like it's been ripped apart, and there's a whole bunch of weird stuff inside, or there's some kind of machinery inside. He's looking. He's got these goggles on. The goggles are down, and they have like got various little lenses that he's got on top. So when he's looking at you, you can see his eyes are huge, but you think it's just the magnifying effect of the glasses.
Yeah.
And he's got in his hand what you would say is like a pistol of some sort. Like you've heard of these flintlock pistols. They're very uncommon, but they're not unheard of. And it looks like he kind of has one in his hand, but it doesn't look quite right from what you've been told. And there are three people standing next to him. One looks like this. Looks like that. So he looks like a youngish man with a decent, he's athletic looking. You see another one that looks like this.
Is he armored like that?
He is armored like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Another one that looks like this, kind of wearing a cloak and hood and got a bow and a few things on his back and things like that. Yeah, it looks like that. And then the last one looks like this. She's also kind of wearing the goggles. She's got a holster at her hip. And she has in her hand what looks to be a cluster of crystals. That she was just setting them down when you came in onto the table.
Does she look like she was about to hand it to him to put in the pistol, or is it just
not necessarily? Just the crystal is way larger than what the pistol would be. So, I mean, it's like a cluster of crystals that you fit in your hand. And Castor says, maybe. Who are you?
I am Brother Artemis. I am here to seek work and be a benefit to us both.
Okay. I don't know any Brother Artemis, and I didn't ask for anybody. How did you learn about the ruins?
Perhaps my
Also, if anybody else wants to jump in and ask questions, by all means, you're now caught up. That is meant for Andy, Brian, and Cole. You've seen this guy who's just entered and asked about the ruins.
My mentor Zenris has sent me.
Oh, Zenris! I know him. He's the guy I learned from, or at least learned some stuff from. I mean, I was already pretty old when I started studying with him, but he was even pretty old when I started studying with him. It's kind of funny. I don't know how that guy is still alive. Humans don't live that long, but whatever. Oh, so you know him too. Huh. Okay. I did send okay, I remember now. I did send him a message that maybe a week or I don't know, a couple weeks back that I was looking into the Legends of the Ruins, but at the time I hadn't found anything. In fact, I hadn't even gotten these guys yet.
Greetings. Nodding to those.
Well, all right. Come on in. And as you kind of walk in a little bit further, you see this kind of clockwork little companion thing. It's think of it as sort of the little helmet robots from Star Wars with the spindly legs and stuff that were in The Mandalorian, kind of fixing the ship the one time. Kind of walk past you and close the door.
Oh.
Thank you,
I was
Fitzler.
going to back to close behind me, but they did it. So, your work is very impressive.
No, that one's just new. That one's a new thing I've been kind of working on lately. I've been trying to make these servants because, normally I don't like working with people. No offense, you guys, but normally I don't like working with people, so I'd rather work with these guys. But they're just not. They didn't work out. The couple I tried to send out into the wild just never worked out. They never came back. I don't know if that's because they got destroyed. Somebody killed them, destroyed them, killed them. It's kind of a wrong word. They're not really alive, or if they got lost, or what happened with them. Who knows?
Well, you can always make more. That's, life is full of learning, and I'm sure as you learn more about them, they'll get more advanced.
Where's my manners? This is Morgoth. He points to the guy who had the chainmail on. Silva, the girl, with the
No.
hair and
With hair, yes.
Ansel. Ansel, I think this one's Ansel. He's pointing to the guy with the cloak.
That one's Andal.
Oh, Andal. Andal couldn't have said that for himself. Oh,
Apparently not.
Andal. Oh yeah, I was like, Andal. He's Andal. They've been working with me looking for these ruins stuff. I brought back a few things, and he kind of pulls up.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Were you muted?
I was. I actually was saying. I was correcting on my own, and I said I was gonna walk up and shake hands with them, and you didn't say anything. I was like, wait, what's happening? Yeah, I did actually try. I forgot I muted my mic.
So,
apologies.
You can do that. That's fine. I won't ignore you and just look at you haughtily. No,
Yes.
he kind of gestures to some of the stuff, and again, now that you've gotten a little closer, clearly there is a metal saber, like a saber sword, that he's pulled apart the pommel on, and there's a bunch of mechanical gear work in there, with some tubes and stuff. It's really odd looking. And he's gesturing to things. There's these two, they look like goggle pieces, but there's no strap to him that's on the thing. And then he's kind of got that other pistol like thing in his hand. He's like, yeah, they've already found all this stuff from a couple of the ruins nearby. I would have never expected, but some of the stuff is really, really good stuff. I just got to figure out how to reproduce it.
I mean, we did just give him those crystal-y thingies, so
Yeah,
he thinks he can maybe do it.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
So you're looking for people to help explore now? Are there?
Well, I mean, these guys are doing a pretty good job. I don't know if we need more people, but I mean, what do you guys want? I mean,
We can always use more people, I think.
we did
What do you
right
guys
now.
think?
If nothing else, someone else to trip the traps, of course.
We can shut this down right now. Kick John out of the
You
camp.
can totally do
Yeah,
it.
sure. We could just be like, yeah, we don't need you.
Just shut it down.
You could. It doesn't seem it seems rather unnice of you, but you could.
Yeah.
Easy game.
Always could use extra hands.
I will point out that the first foray into the goblin lair almost
we
got you all
screwed.
killed. So
Yeah, but that was Cole's fault.
it
We
was.
blame
It
him.
would
That
always
definitely was
be
Cole's
better to
fault.
have another body.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, he can be
One
the
he
meat
can
shield.
potentially heal as well. So.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
that helps.
Who needs healing? We've gotten through without it so far.
Yeah. Then I just won't stock it. We'll be good. I'm sure.
Yeah, there we go. Easy.
I don't think that one's a good idea.
No, that sounds like a great idea. We should do that. It'll give us practice for the other campaign.
I have ability with herbs and potions, and I'm sure I can find something to boost our odds of success.
Yeah. All right.
Talking about steroids.
Caster's like,
Gonna need
well, I mean, I
steroids.
certainly can. Like, I just put these guys on retainer for 25 gold a week. If that's okay with you, I guess that's okay, and it's okay with them. Then I'm okay with you guys, with you adding another guy to it. I can afford that for now.
Does it include lodging, or is there?
Well, I mean, I don't really have a room upstairs. This is just a daily or weekly stipend. I mean, I'll pay you every.
Okay.
Note that a week in this campaign setting is 10 days, so it's 25 gold for every 10 days.
Okay.
Which that's a decent amount of money. 2.5 gold pieces a day is a pretty decent wage. But
Yeah. No, I was just. I honestly wasn't trying to be greedy on that one.
no, I'm not saying you are. I was just letting you know that I was reminding the other guys as well that that's what the retainer was.
It's worth their while.
And that is retainer, by the way. Like, clearly he will pay extra for things that you find that are like extraordinary. It's not like he's. That's just hey, if I find something out and I need you to do something, I want you to sort of be on call, and so I'm paying you this money just so you'll be available.
Yep.
So. Well, then it's settled.
Fine lodging.
Not that you guys have done anything to agree to it. He's like, well, then it's settled.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sounds good.
It's fine.
I got to look at some of this new stuff you guys brought. So why don't you show him around or something? I don't know. I don't know what pleasantries and things like that are for. That's for regular people. And he goes back to looking at the pistol-like thing to the bolter for you guys. And you see him kind of start looking down a thing, and then he goes and puts a pellet in the one end or a sphere in the one end. And then he looks down again, and you see him put his finger over the trigger, and he's continuing to look at it. And he's
That's
like,
a smart man.
It was like,
Look at
Try
him.
not to blow your head off.
Look at Brian.
okay. And then he's like, oh, all right, fine. And then he points it at like the wall and pulls the trigger. And you
Which one did he
guys,
use?
what?
Which one did he use?
Well, you'll see in a second. You guys see an icy bolt come out of the end of this thing and slam into the wall, leave a small mark and some ice on there. He's like, oh, that's pretty cool. You sure? Why didn't you keep this one? This one sounds pretty cool. And then he then takes a different sphere. He takes one of the crackly ones that you guys saw, and he puts that one in. Like pulls out the other one. No, those get used in this case. Puts the other one in, and he points at the thing again. And he says, "Let's see what this one does." And he pulls the trigger again, and this electrical bolt shoots out and hits the same spot or close to it, leaving a kind of a scorch mark from the electricity.
Trying to set his house on fire.
Honestly, again.
It's a stone wall. It's fine.
Perhaps we should go outside and leave you to your work. And
sure. I'll let you know. I'll try to get word to you if I learn anything more about this stuff. But remember, guys, like I said, if we can find some kind of library or something and get something that gives me a little more background and things, we might be able to get somewhere and start really doing the thing. And clearly, if we find the main citadel, that's going to have lots of stuff in it. So, but keep this all to yourself, all right?
Sure.
And then he goes back to his work as you guys let yourselves out.
I did update the ones that I did update the ones I gave him. That's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's very clear to you guys now, for those of you who didn't know, the cold ones shoot an ice bolt. The electric ones shoot an electricity bolt or a lightning bolt. And John, you'll learn soon enough, the bolter actually is in essence the equivalent of one sphere, one shot, and it's like a firebolt, but whatever the sphere is that you put in, that will dictate what the actual damage type is. And the bolters can hold 10 of them. It can hold 10 of these spheres at once.
Oh, wow.
So,
and we're strapped.
Yeah. Well, you don't know. He doesn't know yet that you have more of them.
So you don't think he will burn down his house, do you?
No, he'd be fine.
He hasn't yet. We've been giving him stuff for a week or so. He hasn't burned it out yet. So
you
it's
guys
probably
did to come to his house
And not
the first
for
time.
lack of trying. Yeah. And not for lack of trying. He hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, he hasn't done it yet. He'll probably be fine. Honestly, he probably has to worry more about those people who've been skulking around over there than
you come out.
You
You definitely see those two guys still sitting there playing things, and they're looking as you come out.
Yeah, they probably have to worry about those guys. He probably has more to worry about with those idiots than anything he'll do.
They don't work for him. They did kind of.
No, there's been people following us around.
They
A guy
tried
called
to bury
Darwin who
us.
doesn't want us to be doing what we're doing. He dropped a mountain on us earlier.
That was fun.
So
A mountain?
we had to go
The
through a
mountain.
tunnel instead to get out. But it was worth it.
So you actually have people
Definitely for the
throwing,
blog.
We have what?
people throwing mountains at you.
They set
Well,
off some
in a
explosives and
sense.
they did a landslide. It wasn't the whole mountain. It was only like it was only the front facade. It wasn't that much.
It was like a half-rate avalanche. It wasn't
Yeah, we
as close as you
survived.
think It was.
Go and talk to the priest of Seer if you have people throwing mountains at you. That seems more of something they would love to deal with.
Yeah, no, they're not. It's not literally throwing mountains. They blew some stuff up. They really wanted us to not keep doing what we're doing because he's a
That
jerk.
is what it is.
But you know,
So what do you guys want to do?
I
will give you a couple
What day did you
things.
say it was?
It is the 32nd of Harvest Tide.
And then
And like
when
I
did
said,
they-
I screwed
when
up
did
last
she-
time. It's the
Yeah.
first of the week is usually the day that is the day of rest. So I had miscounted.
So is tomorrow the first, or we've already passed that?
No, today is already the 32nd. Today is the 32nd. Dios is just closed.
Okay.
That's you've determined it's closed.
And how many more?
But the
days until
jeweler would be
cartographers
open.
here?
The jeweler would be open if you want to go see the jeweler. 5 weeks of 10 days, so 50 days.
He won't be here for 50 days.
No, the cartographer is like 3 days out,
Oh, I was about to say.
or something of that nature. 2 to 3 days is your guess.
I was about to say this dude's not gonna be here for 50 days.
No. I was just saying a month is 50 days.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But he was going to be gone for a week. But you guys have been. It's been about 6 days, so you're guessing maybe 2 days or
how
so.
much of the crystal stuff did we give him? I don't remember.
You gave him one cluster of crystals. You sold
Yeah.
that
How
to
many?
him. So you still have one left, and you have all of the pieces of the one large one that you broke.
Correct.
Yeah, we were
Which-
gonna
or
do.
we can just
I think
take
we were
that
gonna.
to
Yeah.
To
So
an
you wanted to take
artificer
the,
for the
the,
powder.
the large one to the
Yeah,
the
to the
broken one
artificer
to
so we
the
can get the powder.
no, that's the alchemist.
Oh, that's the alchemist.
Yep.
Then yes.
So
Wanna take
Dios would
the-
want that. An artificer might want the crystals, but a jeweler might want them as well. You have a couple options there. So you've come upon them at the end of their last little thing. Their Artemis.
Yeah, we can always go get more.
So I'm trying to figure out what to do. I was going to say one other thing that I didn't mention, or I haven't mentioned before, but it does exist. There are 3 job boards around the city. One near the mining camps, one on the docks, and one near the gates near at the merchant district. You could always go check those if you want to try to find some extra job to do while you're waiting. And like I said, you still have the map that you've been making. There is definitely one extra spot there that you haven't started exploring yet, or that you haven't went to yet. However, I would suggest you go take some time and get Artemis up to speed.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what time of day is it?
It's a little past noon. Remember, you guys left from Raventhorpe this morning. You got here about midday, so it's right around. It might be right after lunch or right around.
Okay.
So-
Well, gentlemen, I think it's perfect time for a drink.
I was the one to
And
say.
I start heading off to the closest tavern.
Well, the closest tavern that you know of is the Red Bore Tavern, one where you drank with Halton the first time.
Okay, yep. That's good enough.
Okay. You guys, it's not too far away because you were on your way to here the last time. So it's a few blocks over. And this one, you head up to this tavern. He's here, so you kind of come down into this portion, and there, sure enough, is this the Red Bore Tavern. Heading in, it's midday. It's kind of light, so there's like a couple people in there. One guy sitting at a table, kind of hunched over, probably a drunk that's there probably all the time. The guy who's the bartender, if I remember correctly, was a not a heavyset man, but a thinnish man with probably maybe a little bit older than you are, Andal. So he's not super old. And he looks up as you guys come in and says, clientele, day drinking clientele, the best kind. And I think we'll take a short break there since we have your mother asking us about dinner. So John, if you want to stay on the line, we'll probably be done in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm going to put this into,
I've got to order pizza anyway, so.
in a little bit.
That works.
And we're back. All right. So you guys are headed towards the tavern. In the intervening break, Friar Tuck had mentioned that he wanted to kind of walk past while the 3 of them go in. 3 of you guys see, like I said, the bartender, who seems unenthused by the fact that he's got day drinkers. Maybe he should be enthused though, because Mr. Artemis, please, what are you actually trying to do?
So I am going to go past. And is there a stall or a marketplace? Basically, go down the block and double back after, say, 5 minutes or so. Try to keep an eye out. Is there an alley I can duck into on down before I come back?
So it's a little more built up here because you're getting closer and closer to the merchant district. So yeah, I mean, you can duck down an alley if you want.
Or is there a park, a grassy area I could sit and kneel and pray to the west or whatever?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, so you do that. The rest of you guys head inside and find a table, order a drink. What are you guys doing while you're waiting for Artemis to show up?
I'm getting into these dwarven spirits.
You're getting into the dwarven spirits?
I think they're getting into you.
All right.
Yes.
You asked for some dwarven spirits?
Yes.
All right. He says, "Are you sure, little lady?"
Oh, very.
All right. He gets a
Did you have it
small
last
glass.
time? I forget.
No, he hasn't had dwarven spirits.
No, I don't remember what I had last time.
No. So he gets a small clay cup, like maybe it's a shot glass. Let's be honest, it's just clay.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets this jug out, and he pours some of it in there. He sets it to the side. What else? What the rest you having?
I'll just have a regular ale.
Okay. He pours an ale he goes to the barrel behind, pours an ale, puts it down.
An ale for me as well.
Does the second one. He comes out from behind with a little tray and sets each of your drinks down. And then he just sits, he takes a tray and crosses his arm and says, "Drink up." And he watches Silva.
I go right for it. Let's
All right.
do it.
All right, you down that dwarven whiskey.
Yes.
And it burns.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
It burns. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Sure. Oh, come on.
I don't like the double dice thing.
I don't like the double dice at all.
I thought you said you were getting rid of it.
No, I'm not. I kind of like it. But we'll see.
I don't. I don't like it at all.
Hard.
I don't like it at all.
All right, so you roll. So you drink it, and it's not that it's not gonna make you throw up, but you're like, ooh. I mean, it definitely burns all the way down. It feels a little. It's like, not the greatest thing. That doesn't mean you can't have another. It just the DC for potentially throwing up gets higher, or gets gets higher.
I get that. I'm definitely gonna have another.
Okay. He looks at you like, "Well, what'd you think?"
I'm very pleased. Bring another. This was
although that with that DC 8, you make your mom's face.
Oh, sure I do. We're trying to fix that.
He laughs a little bit and says, "All right." He goes and makes another one. And brings it over. John, do your perception check.
Okay. Fortunately, I have a crappy perception. Yeah, 9.
No, it's not. You gotta wait for it. You got a natural 20.
Yeah, you gotta wait to see it.
What?
Doesn't tell
It's the
you
first
which
one.
goes first.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the first one on the list.
Yeah, it's random. It doesn't pick the lower one and then the higher one. It's just
Okay.
one of them
It
is
literally-
first.
Yeah.
That's why we're talking about it's troll, because you think you did great, and then it ends up you actually just got like a 3.
Yeah, I remember that now. But it actually works for me now, so cool.
You notice how the side of your eyes started glancing that the two guys that were playing the game walk past the red boar. They don't seem to notice you where you're at right now, currently.
Okay.
What
I'll
is-
kind of just keep praying for a little while longer and then go back in.
While you're continuing praying, those two find a spot across from the red boar, and again pick up their game where they left off, or at least it seems like it. So they're in essence watching the red boar now. And then you head in. You head into Silva getting her third whiskey.
Third?
I know, you heard me.
Oh, God.
Second one was more agreeable.
Yeah. We're still going.
Ambitious.
Well, you don't know that's her third.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Well, just drinking dwarven spirits in general is
Mhm.
ambitious.
All right, so
Hey, join
Artemis
us.
Artemis joins. What are you guys talking about? I mean, go for it.
I'm glad you guys are allowing me to go with you. It seems your companions from earlier set up the game outside.
You guys understand he means
Well.
the people that were watching casters.
Yeah. Well,
I guess Darvin is trying to keep tabs on us, most likely. Though it's entirely possible caster is any number of people who want to keep watch on him for any number of reasons.
which brings us to you. Who
Yes.
are you? And what are you
I'm
doing?
I'm sorry?
And what are you doing? What brings you in this town?
Oh, precisely what I said. I'm Friar Artemis. I am here to learn a little extra money and learn some more skills. I'm skilled with herbs and not bad with the quarterstaff. So I love to go out and walk the world, but to do so, you need some funds for that, and this seems like a good experience for it.
Where do you come from, Artemis? From here?
No, I come from here and there. I mean, as long as I'm here to help you, I don't really see how that is necessary to know.
Just
Oh.
curiosity. Just curiosity.
Okay. Well, just know I'm from here and there, and it'll keep mystery in this relationship, in these, in our companionships.
I see.
So they're trying to drop a mountain on you.
The bartender comes over and says, "What do you have, sir? Brother, what do you have?"
I'll have an ale.
All right, brings another ale. Continue.
So,
Yes.
Drop a mountain on you.
In town, apparently, you seem to be an bowman, a warrior, and another gadgeteer, perhaps.
Artificer, yes.
Oh, excellent. I would love to discuss how your weapons work at some point. Do you make your own weapons, or do you?
I don't make the weapons themselves, but I do tinker with them.
The application then.
Yeah. That is where
Excellent.
I specialize.
Well, so where is a good place to stay in town? And is there anything I need to know about town other than apparently some people are they here because of the ones who are watching you? Are they here because of your work, of this work, or do you know?
They have expressed that they don't want us to continue to do what we're doing. First, they tried to intimidate us in the one of the streets, and then they tried to kill us with an avalanche. So escalations.
I would say dropping mountain escalations.
Yeah, they've escalated it a little bit, but they seem quite interested in preventing us from finding some of these dwarven artifacts.
What was the barkeep's name?
Dirk.
Dirk, another, please.
You sure about that, ma'am?
Oh, this is my last one, I promise.
All right. He provides you with a.
Cool.
So you see me
after you drink this
Puppy
one,
dog.
give me another Constitution check.
Yeah, I will.
But continue your conversation.
dropping dog out.
I'm waiting for John.
Well, make that Constitution saving throw then.
All right. Can do. Yay! No, yes, I did a good job.
Oh, got an 18. Yeah, I mean that one goes down. You're feeling mellow, but
Yeah,
you've gotten used to it now. It's not terrible. There's a grainy taste to it. I mean, let's be honest, it's Middle Ages. Kind of a grainy taste to it, a little grassy taste to it, because think of it as sort of like a Scotch in some sense. It's going down okay now, but you're definitely starting to feel mellow, a little warm, but you're not feeling sick.
All right. Just the right spot then.
Just saying.
So you see Artemis opens a small pouch when his ale comes, and he pulls out a couple herbs and spices and adds it to his ale, and then closes his pouch.
Dirk notices it as well and says, "What are you doing, man?"
It's medicine. I have a dreadful cold sometimes, so just to keep it away.
All right. And then he goes to
yeah.
Can I do an insight check on that?
I was about to say,
on what he just said, or who?
Yeah, on what?
Try to recognize some of the herbs he drops in.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
on what John said.
okay. So insight, John.
Sure.
Roll your insight check. John, you're gonna want to roll a deception check if there's anything that.
Oh my.
Roll a deception check. Although, depending on whether you're really trying to deceive anybody.
Hold on.
For this.
Yeah, no, I got you. It's not really deception as such as it's always good to keep a little mystery.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he seems like he probably is on the up and up there, Brian.
Yeah,
Silva.
cool. Yeah.
However, you can do a nature check, Andal. You can see if you can try to.
I blame that poor insight roll on my slight inebriation.
Yeah, that works.
Like.
Yeah, you have no idea what he just put in.
I have no idea.
All right, continue. So at some point, Morgoth's going to say something, or at the very least, he's going to stop playing that game he's been playing at the same time.
I'm not playing any game, and
Then are you
I
gonna
don't
say
want to
something?
say anything because
Alright.
I don't trust the new character.
Okay.
Then talk.
Yeah. All right. So continue.
What was the last thing you said, Artemis? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Drunk IRL and in game.
Yeah, literally.
I think the last thing I said was I'm taking dogs.
No,
and
the last thing you said was the thing I insight checked. Never mind.
Yeah, the herbs.
Sorry?
I mean, he was asking
Yes.
about places to stay.
Places to stay.
Yeah.
You guys know that, and just before you offer, you know that there are tenements. There are tenements down near the docks that you can always rent. They're relatively cheap, like, you know.
Do any of us have any places
Usually,
of housing? I'm assuming some of us do.
Usually the tenements
have a
down the
house.
docks are like a silver piece for a week, or actually a silver piece a day. They're not too expensive. There's more expensive inns up in the merchant district. They're going to run you commensurately more money. Silva, whenever you've had to stay here for overnight, you've been going to the Havani Camp, which is about half an hour down the road.
Okay.
Cole has a small, dingy house that's near where the walls are going to be built, and it's actually going to get the wall's going to go through where his house is at. So right now he's staying because it's relatively cheap, but it's going to go away at some point. Not that he can't buy another one; it's just that's where he currently is at. And then I don't know where Andy's staying. Probably in one of the tenements on the docks.
Yeah.
Ah,
You got a couple of options. You can
You can come stay at the place I'm staying.
Is it fairly nice? I'm assuming, of course, by you. I apologize. I can see you're a person of taste, so kind of raising an eyebrow at the dwarven spirits, but still continuing on. So that would, yes, thank you. If that would handle that issue.
Yeah.
I would also ask, how often do we go on these missions for him? Perhaps we could. Do you ever do any? Are there any other work we can do in town?
there's
I'm always up
multiple
for fun.
there's
everyone
multiple different job boards that you can go to if you want to do something besides this. At any other time, we've only gone on 2 excursions so far, and they're not like set in stone when it is.
We've only been doing this for
it's been like
less than a
what,
week
4
now.
days, 4 or 5 days.
Yeah,
You've
so
started. It's been a little longer than that. It's been like 5 or 6
Has
days.
it been about a week?
yeah,
It's been half a week.
a little.
You started.
So you're also new at this, so we can all learn together. I
You've
apologize.
been
I
at
had
it
the
for 8 days, actually.
It's been almost a week. Wow, we're just veterans. At this point.
We've been going hard at this for 8 whole days. So
Yeah,
I think
you started on the 24th, and it's now the 32nd.
We figured out a rhythm.
We do have at least
only-
one other place that we will probably go to within the next couple of days, but we do know that the cartographer we're waiting to see is not going to be here for at least 3 days. So
Yeah, we can if we can find something in town that we guys want to do. I'm not opposed to it.
Well, I need to find some lodging, and I thought if we have some time and you want accompaniment, I'm going to look at the job board and perhaps we can find something that the four of us can do together, or whoever
Let's do
else.
It'll give us some time to get to know each other.
Precisely.
indeed.
To the group, take a drink. Toast it. Toast to the group.
Oh,
What should we call it?
You
I
guys,
quite
Misfit?
think I've had enough. Thank you.
you guys, he kind of does that kind of loud noise, and the one guy who's been kind of laying down on the bar, he's looking up. There's toast, what toast? And then his head falls back down on the thing.
I think he has
Good for him.
And Dirk says, don't mind him. He's just sleeping it off for the last week.
Yeah.
One of
Let's
these
go
days,
look
I'm
at
gonna
that
have to
job
kick him
board.
out. All right, you guys head off.
I don't know if there's done. I was just,
Yeah, we can go to the job board. That's fine.
All right, there are 3 job boards, as I mentioned: the Merchant District
Right.
board, the Dock board, and the Mining Camp board. The Dock board is down near the Harbor Master's station. The job board in the Merchant District, like I said, is it's technically on the North Gates guardhouse. And the Mining Camp board, I didn't mention this to John, but if you head up there, if you head out this road here and up through into here, there's a bunch of camps up in here that basically that's that squalor I was talking about, where a lot of the miners and their families live that head up into the for mining and things like that. So take your pick, or you can go from one to the next. It's your choice.
I'm good for whatever you guys want to do. Which one is you guys want to go to?
The first one.
Which one's the first one? There's literally
Yeah.
3 boards.
The closest
I think
one,
we
guess.
could. I think we could check the docks. It's not too far.
Yeah, it's not too
Okay.
far. I mean, the
Cool.
closer of the 3 is definitely the Merchant District board, because like I said, you guys are currently like right around in here, and the board's going to be right up in here. The dock board is going to be down. Well, the Harbor Master is all the way over here on this sound over here, so it's a bit further. And the Mining Camp one is going to be up in here. It's probably a good, I don't know, 15, 20-minute walk.
Think of the merchants one first. Then, yeah.
Right? You guys pay the man. Your dwarven whiskey, 4 of them cost you a gold piece.
Yes. Okay.
The what you guys had, like 3 ales, 4 ales?
2.
That's only a few copper.
Okay. You want us to keep track of copper as well?
Well, I yes, we'll keep track of it, but I've been writing it down.
Okay.
And each ale is 1 copper.
I just had one, so.
Yep, I know. I think they only had 1 too, so.
I had 2.
Morgoth 2, Artemis 1. Andal, did you have more than 1?
Nah.
What?
No.
All right. So you guys head out of the Red Boar.
Well, now I feel like an ass.
Oh, that's all right. And you start heading up to the thing. While you're going, is anybody checking out for their friends?
I
Heading
am.
up? All right. Give me a perception check after a little bit as you get closer to the.
Yeah, I'll
gate.
be glancing around for
All right, both of you then.
the friendly people as well.
Which came first?
Andal got an 18. So, Andal,
Glancing
you definitely,
pretty hard.
after a little bit, you notice that those 2 guys are shadowing you guys again.
Do I
Artemis,
recognize
you
them
don't-
in any way?
Well, you recognize them from the people who were staring.
Yeah. But other than that,
No, you don't.
okay. So not people we've seen with Darwin
No, I
before,
don't
and they're
think
not
they've been-
people
I
I've
don't think they're
interacted
part of
with
the
before.
ruffians that were with Darwin that one time.
And I've never interacted with them before either.
Nope,
Interesting.
not that you know of.
What are they dressed like? I mean, is there a certain?
They're just like a. The one guy is dressed. Actually, the one guy looks like he probably was working on the docks. He's kind of got that kind of look and that build. The other one is more muscular, a little bit taller. He you would say he was a miner at some point, but he's too tall. Like the tunnels sometimes are pretty small in there, and they wouldn't have gotten a guy like that unless he was just one of the guys that like pulled the ore out of the along the tracks, which is possible. So he's kind of got that build. But
they're beefy boys.
Yeah. Well, the dock worker guy is more lithe, but he definitely.
But they're both human.
They're both humans, yeah.
Okay, and they seem to be. They don't stand out from anyone here. They seem to be local.
No, they're definitely like they're the same style of humans and that sort of stuff.
Okay,
they're common people. They look like common people. I mean, they're not exactly like as you go through here and people are going past you and things like that. Most of the people are dairy, like I was saying. They're a wide variety of weights and heights and stuff like that. So they're no real different than any of that. Maybe a little bit more athletic, and that's about it.
Okay.
So you guys get up to the. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say. I was just gonna ask them. So these guys, just started following you since you started working with this person.
No, these guys are new from like today. First time we saw them was when
Yeah.
we walked into Casters today, right before you got there. I
Oh,
don't recognize them.
I mean, you've assumed that they're part of Darwin's stuff, but
I'm assuming they're Darwin's, but that's not that's not entirely true. It could also be that they're looking for us for something specific.
all
You
right.
could always go ask them.
I think we wait and see how committed they are.
All right, you guys get up to the merchant job board or merchant district. It's on a little board right next to the guard station here. Looking it over, you find the following jobs. Somebody is looking for a night watchman for their jeweler shop. It says see Zalara's Jewels, and it pays 5 gold pieces per week. There are caravan guards needed for a caravan headed to Isilvan. I made the name and I can't even say it. Isilavanir. Isilanvir. There we go. Which is the capital of the Nyrel Marches.
How far is that?
That would be probably the better part of a week to get there. The better part of 10 days to get there.
That's pretty far.
It says see caravan master Jardine Plagenet. It's 1 gold piece per day. You find another one that's bodyguards needed for a local merchant. See Vansil Ophilivar. Payment is negotiable. There's another one for a bouncer for the Silver Crown, which you guys know to be an upscale tavern here in the district. It says ask for ASOC and payment is negotiable. And then there's several other ones which are like craftsman jobs for various repairs and building and that sort of stuff, and artisan craft and those sorts of things. Which are probably not necessarily up your valley, but that's pretty much the bulk of the jobs. The first 4 that I mentioned are the ones that kind of stand out as adventuring kind of things. Doesn't mean you couldn't do a craftsman job if you want to. You can become a carpenter for a day if you like.
Well,
that is the ones that are on this particular board.
Right. None of these seem like something we could bond over as far as a quick adventure. Perhaps we should try another down at the docks. Something else at the docks, or do any of these take your fancy? I wouldn't imagine they'd hire just for the day, perhaps.
No, the docks sounds good.
Doc sounds fine.
Bodyguard got one might be
Yeah, the bodyguard one might be up our alley, so we
might be negotiable for a day or 2, but you don't know. You'd have to ask. You'd have to go talk to the person.
Yeah. Do we want to go by the jewelers while we're down here? We're already in the merchant district anyway. I think we said we have to go through here to get to the docks.
Yeah, if you want to get you're currently right here.
Yeah.
The harbor master is all the way over here, so
Yeah.
I mean you're going to walk down this way anyway. If you'd like to go to the jewelers, you could.
There's no reason not to. We're already here.
I'm along for the walk and to get to know you fellows better.
All right. You
Alright,
guys
swing by the
head down.
jewelers.
You head down the Merchant's Way, and right next to. Remember, I told you that there was a jewelry shop right next to Theosis, and it is open. It also happens to be called Zalara's Jewels.
Dolores Jewels?
Multiple
Zalara's
birds, a
Jewels.
single stone.
You head inside the shop, and there's a diary woman, raven black hair. She looks maybe late 20s, early 30s. And she has green eyes, and she looks up at you and says, may I help you?
Yes, we recently come back from traveling a bit and have a couple of we came across a gem of some kind that we thought would be kind of rare, and we just wanted to see how interested you were in purchasing some of what we
Procuring
found.
them.
I see. May I see it?
Who has it? I don't have it.
I'm pretty sure Silva has them.
I have it. Yes, I'll pull it out.
So you pull out the other cluster.
Yeah.
She looks at it and she pulls over like a velvet thing, and she puts it on top of this counter, the tabletop. She says, "Please set it." And she then gets like a jeweler's glass, and she waits. She tells you to set it down there, and then she goes to do that. And by the time she's back up, you still haven't done anything. So she waits.
I'm gonna set it down.
All right. She pulls it up and starts looking at the item. And John, you notice even in the fact that it's daylight, it's a little past lunch. You can see that there's like there's a slow pulsing purple glow coming from this thing. And she looks it over for a bit, and she says, Hyacinto. Interesting. You don't get too much call for people wanting it in their jewelry, but this is a good specimen. I will give you 350 gold for it.
Than generous, I think. What do you guys think?
I'm fine with that.
Should be fine. 350.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I'll mark it down. You
Right.
got yourself a deal.
All right.
Do appreciate your business. The other thing we happened to pass by the message board on the way here, and we noticed that you were looking for. She was looking for like 2 nights or something. Is that what it said, or just nightly?
It just says night watchman.
All right. We noticed that you had an ad out for some sort of night guard for your store.
Yes. I've recently lost my current night watchman. I'm looking for another. As she's collecting the money to give you for the jewelry.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it would be for you 4. I don't really need 4 though. 1 or 2 would be fine.
I shall
Well, if it's a-
volunteer.
But if you
If
wish
it's a bodyguard gig, I don't really think
it's not a bodyguard.
no.
This is just a night watchman. Basically, you'll watch.
Yeah, the
watch
bodyguard
her.
was the caravan guy. It was something else.
She
Oh,
says it's only maybe 2 of you. I only really need 2, but I mean, the job here is for. I would pay 5 gold a week for each of 2 people. I mean, if you guys wanted to share the work and do 2 and then 2, it'd still be only 5 gold per week so 10 gold total.
2-2 sounds good.
I guess what she's implying is you guys can
Yeah.
set up the work
Yeah,
however you
that's fine.
want, but she's only going to pay for 2 people.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, the only thing
I
that would be the only caveat would be that we are not always around. We like we just come back from this adventure to get this from this
That doesn't-
excursion to
That
find the
doesn't
thing.
really
We'd
work
be-
very well, though. Now, does it for me? At least not for me. I mean, I need someone who's dependable, who can be here each night.
Have you had trouble recently that you might?
No.
Perhaps you could help
It's just that my
somebody
current
who-
watchman has decided that he is better suited for watch duty, and has joined the Black Watch.
Oh, very good. I didn't know if someone was perhaps causing you some issues that we could go and visit and discuss with them.
No, nothing of that sort. And in fact, the current watchman is staying on until I find a new person, but it will interfere with his duties, the guard with the Black Watch. So I'm just trying to quickly find someone.
We can't really be. I don't know.
Yeah, given that we have.
Well, it never hurts to ask.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
All right.
Thank you for if you run across any more of these, I will take a couple more clusters, but beyond that, I probably wouldn't need any more.
We will certainly keep on the lookout for some. Thank you for your business.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of your day.
I will try.
Then I think we should just keep going.
All right, you guys continue.
This doesn't seem like the job we could really do.
I mean,
we're not here that
you
often.
could do it. It's just a question of what happens when Caster or you guys want to go do something and you're not there for several days. So
yeah,
up to you guys. I'm putting jobs on the board. Doesn't mean they always work out for you.
Right.
All right.
Exactly.
So you guys continue on down the way past the temple to Seer.
I'm gonna perception again for the two people.
All right.
Yeah, I will as well.
I'm out here with my eyeballs today.
You are.
No,
I'm not.
You notice that the heavier, the taller, more muscular guy is still back there, but the other guy is not.
Do I know when he peeled off?
You saw them when you went into the shop. You haven't seen him since you got back out.
Interesting. Since we're on our way to the harbor, and it's like a place I tend to stay more often, do I know of any like out of the way alleys we could, or of some kind that we could peel off towards and see if this guy continues to follow us and see what he wants?
Well, I mean, it's been pretty clear that he's following you. I mean, you've literally walked from all the way up here to a place here, sat there for a while, came through here, and he's still been following you even after you've been in a store here for a while. They're still following you. It seems pretty clear that this guy's following at least your group. Which of you, you're not sure. Probably not Artemis, because you saw them before you met Artemis.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying if there was like some place out of the way, so we don't have to like.
Once you start getting down into here, there's a lot of there's some warrens and stuff like that. This is all warehouses and a few taverns and things down in here. If you were going this way, this would be tenements and stuff like that, where there would be more small back alleys and things like that you could dive into. But over here, tends to be a lot of warehouses. Here, tenements like a fish market and stuff like that. Here, warehouses, and you're headed over here. So you might be able to get some spot out of the way, but it's a little more open. What are you guys doing?
I mean, you could always ask them. They're not exactly making it.
They're not. If they're trying to be surreptitious about it, they're just being very bad.
Okay, they're just bad at it.
Yeah,
okay,
they could be just being bad at it. I mean, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're being very obvious about it. What do you want to do?
Well, if you don't want to talk to them, let's just go to the job board. Or again,
Fine with going to the job board.
Let's hit the job board first, and then we'll.
All right. You guys continue on. You continue on. As you get over here, you see that they're starting to, again, on top of this kind of hill here, they're starting to build up the. They're starting to do the initial portion for some of what looks to be some new battlements of some sort. And you get all the way down to where the down here where the main harbor master is, and you find the next job board. The dock board.
My suggestion, as we're walking, why don't we split up and two of us go one way and two of us the other, and when we meet at the board, but then we can see who they follow.
Okay, so who's splitting who?
And where do you split?
I think that we could.
I'm ready to split anytime.
I think that when we get to, I'm looking here. I think when we get to like here-ish, we can have two people go down this, two people go down this, Because where's the board? Like right here?
Oh, it's down more near the docks, but yes.
So it's like in this
Yeah,
area.
it's in this area.
So yeah, we have two people just go straight through, and then the other two people go like around this, or maybe around through here. Either way works.
Okay.
We could do Silva and Morgoth, and then me and Artemis.
All right. So you guys split up there, and continue on your way. Who's checking? See what
I'll do.
happens.
Why did we send both the perception boys in the same way? I will roll perception.
All right.
You want me to?
And
You
everybody
might as
should.
well.
Wizardry is bad at perception.
Perception.
I nailed it.
Okay, let me. All right, so Andal, you do not. The guy doesn't seem to follow you.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to roll.
Dang.
Silva and Morgoth, you continue on your way. You check around every so often. You just don't see anybody that they kind of mentioned or that they pointed out to you following you either.
All right. That makes sense.
All
right,
you
well,
guys
meet at the job board.
eventually meet at the job board.
Okay.
Perception again.
You want to talk or mention anything to each other, or what do you want to do?
I
Didn't see anything.
Yeah, we didn't see
Okay.
anything. I
I
didn't
didn't
see
see
anything.
anything either, and I don't see him now. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
you don't see him now.
I'll look
Alright, let's look at the
around.
board.
Well,
He might have left.
I want to look around. Nailed it.
Looking around, you notice that back along the way that you came, Silva, you can see just past one of these warehouses down here. You can see that heavier guy, that taller, muscular guy.
Well, our
Alright.
friends were following us, apparently. All right, over
Well,
there.
let's check the board and then go over to him.
All right, so the dock board has the following jobs.
He's done this much work, we might as well humor him.
Sailors needed for the Blue Manta. It is a barge that travels the length of the Tanilvar River to where it meets the Nortir River. Speak with Captain Hyrule of the Blue Manta. Payment negotiable. There is one called Dock Workers to load and unload cargo. Speak with Harbor Master Ren. 1 silver piece per day. There's another one that says Bilge Cleaner needed at the Salty Rat. 1 copper piece per stall. There are several that are transport jobs moving cargo from the dock warehouses to various places in the city. They typically are like a single job, like you take a load of something that was brought in, like cotton or something like that, and take it to a particular spot, and then you're done. And then the last set, there's one last one, which is warehouse guards needed by the Silver Ore Consortium. Speak to Quill Tyrion for details. Those
Well,
are
we
the
could
jobs.
easily pick up the delivering of things and taking things places would help me learn the city, and we could do that. Seems like per job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could work.
That would be good.
I'm good for it. Let's do it. You guys want to do it? Or Morgoth?
And
Morgoth, what do you think?
I'm up for anything.
Andal, you realize that bilge
Yeah.
job.
Okay, I already wrote it down.
All right.
I was already thinking about it.
Yeah.
So
Not
before
many
we
people want
go-
to clean the latrines. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I think before we go talk to the person with the delivery jobs, let's go talk to this person over here. Who
Okay.
seemed to have wanted to follow us across the whole city. So clearly, if he has something to say, it must be important.
All right. You guys are heading over toward Silver Lesson.
So I'm gonna go down towards where the place is, and then go halfway, and then just to watch if he keeps following them after they talk to him.
All right.
I don't want to address him immediately, is what I'm saying. For me, my personal character.
Okay. So you guys are going to go
But they
try to find this guy?
Hey, so he said it was leaning against the building. I must
Yeah,
be
he
not there
was.
anymore.
You guys head towards over towards where Silva saw the guy, which was right here.
Mhm.
You get there, and yeah, he's kind of sitting there leaning up against the building.
Well, hello there. Who are you?
Hmm.
Not much of a talker.
I'm gonna
I
glance
am
around.
not much talking.
I'm gonna glance around as we're talking.
Well, I couldn't help but notice you.
Having a great time. Yes, I am big, tall.
Very tall, very tall. But I've been noticing you for, I would say, the past
2 hours.
hour, two, you know.
We must be going
Yeah.
the same way.
Oh, what a coincidence. What are you doing down here?
I was going to go look for jobs. I'm good,
Did
strong
you
man,
find anything good?
but I might find something to do on the docks.
Well, the board's right over there. You want to take a look?
Sure. And he starts heading
Let's
towards
go.
it.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Can I try to check again
For what?
since we've moved?
No. What are you looking
God damn
for?
it! I was trying to see if while we were talking to him, people were like, there were other.
All right, he goes over and starts looking through the job board. And he says, "Oh, this one. It sounds very good for me. I must speak with
Oh.
Harbor Master. Where is the Harbor Master?"
That's a great question. Do I know, actually?
Literally, the board is right on the Harbor Master's shack.
Well,
where he's right in
Literally,
front of us.
you walk around the corner and walk in the door and say, "Harbor Master, what about this job?" You
Yeah,
do
we
know
can-
that is what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I couldn't remember.
No, you know that.
Yeah, yes. Well, it's right around the corner over here. We can, get right on it.
Oh, yes. Sounds like very good. Where is this Wren?
Can I because didn't they point out that they came in the pair?
Yeah, there was two of them, or at least initially.
Yeah.
You've lost.
So why
One of the guys was gone after the jewelers.
Yeah, one of them left
Yeah.
after the jewelers.
I would like to perception to see if I can see that
Right,
guy.
so you start looking around for the other guy.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of.
Which one was Ren? The one he's asking about?
Wren is the Harbor Master.
Yeah, the guy I literally just pointed him to.
Yeah, Ren. If you
He
just
goes
go
around the corner and goes into the building, is what this guy does.
All right, good for
Okay.
him.
He
I
takes
just
the
read that.
job thing off the thing, and walks
Okay.
right into the board. Looking around, you
Cool.
don't see the other guy anywhere.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, let's put some distance because he was going to leave us nothing.
No, he was
Right.
not.
Big stubborn idiot. I don't see the other guy, so maybe we can put some distance, kind of shake him for a little bit.
Okay, you guys start heading where?
Towards wherever the job we were going to take is.
Yeah, that one that we were going to meet.
That's amazing.
As we're walking, I'm going to see if that dude leaves like very suddenly and starts following us again.
So, well, I mean, you guys pick up one of the jobs. So, like any of these jobs, it's just going to be a warehouse around here. You go, so warehouses, and you
That's
just go
where
and
Artemis
talk
said
to
he was
them.
going because
Yeah.
he said he was going to go ahead of us.
All right. So you head over to a particular warehouse that you guys had agreed upon. And Artemis, you're there already, talking with the guy.
Okay, I was gonna actually wait, and I was waiting to see if the guy would follow them after they passed.
Oh. Well, I mean, the guy went into the harbor master's place.
Okay, so he doesn't like
He doesn't
after
see
they
them-
pass him, he doesn't immediately come out. And
doesn't
follow them
immediately come
again.
out and follow them. No.
Okay,
Um,
then yeah, I'll go to
okay.
the.
So you guys make it to you guys head up to a warehouse, and this one is it actually happens to be the one for the Silver Ore Consortium. Quill. So you walk into their main there's like a little office in front, and then there's a warehouse in back. And inside there is a dwarf. He looks up at you guys, comes in, and he says, "What can I do for you?"
What was the job?
Just
Somebody else
you were
took the
picking.
thing.
There was no. He took the dockwork one, but there was transport jobs. Like
Yeah,
you happened
we were
to you happened to go to the same warehouse that also needed guards, but they had transport jobs as well, transporting goods. What can I do for you?
We're looking for a job, as it happens.
You guys, you moving cargo, or are you wanting to guard the place?
We're interested in moving some cargo. You know.
I see. Well, I have some. What does he got?
The thing that needs to go to the place.
I have some.
We're ready to move the
We have a set of fish that needs to go up to one of the mines, one of the mining stations up in near the outside of town. It'll pay you. Let's see, the four of you. It'll pay you a gold for it.
Well, guys, what do we think?
Or what would be a reasonable rate, Peter? Gold each or gold?
That's gold. He's saying gold for all four of you.
Okay. How long is the trek?
Oh, you'll have to get up to our silver mine up there. So it's probably about 3 or 4 hours. I lost the Scottish accent. Damn it.
So basically the day.
Yeah, if you took this, it would take you the day. You'd get up there. Coming back would probably take less time just because you aren't pulling a cart. Because in essence, you're going to get a cart with no horses. You're going to be the horses. Or, like I said, this must be somebody that, like, you're at the Silver Ore Consortium warehouse. There was also a job about guarding, being a guard, a warehouse guard.
Yeah, but I feel like it's going to be a regular thing.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a more
all right. Just pointing
committed.
it out.
I will ask. So, what does interest us? How often are there shifts for the guards? How is it?
No, you're interested in being a guard, are you? I see.
But not. I mean, my schedule's flexible, so that's
flexible schedules. So you have no job, is what you're telling me.
Well, I have interests, so
that's okay. It's okay. Let's see here. You two, and he points at Morgoth and Andal and says, "You guys, I would hire as guards. You two, not so much."
I wouldn't hire me as a guard either.
Self-burn.
Well,
gotcha.
He's just saying. I mean, it's very clear that Morgoth and Andal probably can guard some stuff.
Yeah.
He's not so sure about you two, is what he's saying.
I am very confident in wielding clubs, which would cut down on, the damage. Then you could actually question the people if they do come.
Okay, let's see here. If you wish to be a guard, we have a rotating shift of guards. We need approximately. We always take more guards. We will always take more guards. So if you wish to do this, I would pay you two a silver a day. And he's pointing again at Andal and Morgoth. For you two, I would pay you a silver every other day. You would have to do 2 shifts. And we would then see how it goes. And from there, we would see.
It's just a me.
No,
and is it?
He just doesn't believe you're going to be a good guard.
I don't believe I'm going to be a good guard either.
So
he's not wrong.
How many shifts per week?
As many as you would like.
Excellent. I believe I am interested in this. I mean, starting tonight or
yes, you
tomorrow
would
night?
start on the night shift. Yes, I mean we would, we've got to break you in somehow.
Well, perhaps we should discuss it and then get back with you quickly.
That would be a very good thing for you to do, lad.
No. And we are very competent as far as
we shall see.
I will prove my words correct.
I
hope
you
so.
Boys.
I hope so for your sake, actually.
Well, if you boys want to, have fun guarding everything, I'll go set.
You can totally do that if you want.
Well, I'm going to go on. Thank you for your time, and I'm going to go step outside and maybe we can discuss
Thank
it.
you.
Or
if you wish to, if you wish to join up, come back here. My name is Quill.
Excellent. Thank you, Quill.
Thank you very much.
I'm Artemis.
But of course you are.
My name will not matter.
Your name probably doesn't matter, yes. I don't even think he cares about what Artemis' name was.
No,
Exactly.
it's just
Let's
vegetable.
discuss. If you guys want
So
to.
you guys head outside.
So, how many? Obviously, he doesn't need you every day. We're not.
You're not
called
sure.
upon-
I mean, so for Andal and Morgoth and Silva to some extent, although not as much, Andal and Morgoth know that the Silver Ore Consortium is one of the larger mining consortiums here in Tanavar. In fact, you know of, especially Morgoth, having lived here and having had to sometimes go up and break up mining protests and things like that, or mining.
Yeah, we saw one of the merchants for them at the first.
You
time we
know
went
that
through
there are basically 5 main mining companies here: the Silver Ore Consortium, the Iron Hammer Mining, actually 4, sorry, Caltheon's Ores, and the Nirail Mining Company. Those 4 pretty much run all the mines in the Lirvar Mountains outside of Tanavar.
Okay.
The Silver Ore Consortium is the one that's the largest of them all. With Iron Hammer, Silver Ore is the largest. Iron Hammer is the richest. Iron Hammer happens to have a corner on the gold mines. So Caltheon's ores, they mostly do iron and tin and that sort of stuff. They don't tend to do silver. They do have a copper mine though. And then the Nirail Mining Company is actually the count of Nirail. It's his company. It's one owned by, in essence, the count that has a few mines up in here, but not very many. So they're really kind of a smaller operation. They tend to take, because they're the count and all of it's considered the noble stuff anyway. They tend to just get it for a decent price from all the mining companies anyway. So this is just more to provide income for himself. Although to be fair, the current count is 6 months old, 6 years old, and his mother is a regent. So
so she controls it.
Mm-hmm. And I should also be very clear: his stepmother is the regent.
That never ends well.
Well, you don't know.
It's a Disney universe. Of course, it's going to end poorly.
Not a Disney universe. But anyway, so that's probably about as much as you guys know about it. I will also say, Andrew, your brother, Andal, your brother, is a merchant, or is a merchant with the Silver Ore Consortium.
Yeah, that's true.
So you probably know a little more about them than the others. What do you guys do?
So,
So we're going to. Are we out and discussing then?
Yeah, you're out and discussing it. I just wanted to give you some background on the mining companies.
Seeing as how you said they keep a regular rotation of guards, I don't think they would need us every day.
Yeah, that's kind of my point.
This one is a little easier to take than the other one is.
If you guys want to do that one, I'm 100% in support. Not really my forte, so I would elsewhere.
I would remind you that you guys also literally have just gotten over 850 gold pieces in the last
exactly.
This day alone.
I've just sold 2 clumps of these things. I'm a little bit flush with gold, so if you guys want to do this guard thing, go ahead.
I have not. So
no, I know. I'm just pointing it out. Like, if Silva doesn't want to be a guard, she doesn't have to be a guard. She's got a lot of money right now, and you're going to get 25 gold pieces a week on retainer. So you don't really even need to do the guard, even you, Artemis.
Yeah. I'm probably not going to do the guard.
It's cool if you guys want to, just to kind of get in with that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
I'm also not saying that you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying you guys have cash at this point.
I think it would be a good idea if we want to kind of get in with that the silver mining club.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking they might need bodyguards to transport things outside of the city, but it doesn't sound like that's the case.
Well, at least not that's not this job anyway.
Not that one. Yeah. Not that job.
They might need them. Andal Morgoth and Silva, remember you saw that one
Yeah,
wagon that had been broken down. They were definitely Silver Ore Consortium, and they definitely had 2 guards with them who were watching as you guys passed while the overseer
So maybe
was
that's
trying
not
to.
an entry.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe that's not an entry level gig. Maybe we got to work up to.
Mhm.
I would
Possible.
imagine they wouldn't just put random people off the street and guarding their most precious transport.
And that's another vote in favor for the guard. If you prove that you're good guards and competent, then maybe when you come back for that
that's
type of
exactly
job,
what I mean. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
But we don't have to do that right tonight. I was just merely looking at perhaps if you guys, I am fairly worn from my travels, so if you could, perhaps we could retire and look for perception to see if our tails are back. By the way,
Yep, go ahead.
our friends.
I
Man, I
was-
thought
You're just not
Oh,
seeing
so
stuff.
That was not
Yeah,
good.
you look around, you don't notice them.
wisdom is not my forte.
Oh, I clicked it twice on
All right.
accident.
Well, you got 2 1s somehow, but I'll
Yeah,
take the 10.
honestly, you're
The
trash.
10, you don't notice him either.
I
If
would
he's
like
there or
to
not, you're not
please
sure.
Thank you. I'm gonna look.
Go for it.
People suck.
Dang
it. Every time.
No, 13 looking around. You look around for a bit. You just don't. If he's actually, you're looking around for a bit, and then you see him come out of the harbor master station with what you think is probably the harbor master, who's directing him towards the dock.
They forced their tail to get a job. I
Got
think
him.
that's funny. I think that's funny as hell.
Or maybe they're better at tailing us than we think. But
I
No,
don't
no, it's
regardless,
definitely the guy. It's definitely the guy
That's
that went in
definitely
there.
the dude.
It's
He
really
has
hard
a
to mistake
job.
that guy. He's
Yeah.
quite tall.
It's definitely the guy. He's now headed off towards the dock.
So did he
Adventure
say,
done. Success.
did he say anything as far as
Nope. He was
No,
very
he's-
non-committal about saying anything.
He said about 2 words to every question I had, so I directed him to get a job.
Yeah, he
I
said,
think
"Oh, I was
I-
gonna go look at the job board." So we said, "Oh, cool, let's go together."
I think I was just being helpful.
You
I
were
was
being
trying
very
to help
helpful.
a fellow.
And he asked us where the harbor master was, and we told him, and he clearly got a job. So I think we've done something good here today.
You've done a good thing.
perhaps you should look into
This is my hero deed for the day.
Nailed it.
I am getting rather like I said,
Yeah,
I
we
would
can,
love a good dinner, love a good meal, and
we can go
perhaps
check
we-
out if there's room in that spot that I'm existing.
Yeah.
Right, you're going to take him to the Havani Camp, correct?
Yes.
Anybody else
food
going
there?
with you guys, or what? It also occurs to you, Silva,
Mhm.
that that might be a good place to test out some of these other items you have.
Yeah.
So, to
Is
be
it
fair,
kinda off
to
the
be
beaten
fair,
path?
yeah, it's a little off the beaten path, but there's that there's a clearing not too far. Like you can go a little bit further into the small forest that's there and find a spot that's relatively secluded.
Okay.
What time is it?
It's maybe mid-afternoon at this point. You guys have walked.
How long
for
will it
enough.
take to get there?
It's a half an hour outside of town. So at this point where you're at, it'll probably take an hour to get there.
I mean, I'd be down to go try some stuff before I leave off to go to my dock place that I stay
Yeah, a
at.
little shack.
I don't have a shack.
It's a
Morgoth
tenement.
has a
They're
shack.
not great. But...
Tenement.
All right, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, let's head over there.
All
I
right.
think we're gonna head over.
All right, so you guys head out. Silva takes you up north, back the way you kind of came, Artemis, out through the north of here, and takes you about half an hour back. And you see a familiar sight because you saw it on the way in. You see the circle made of wagons. You see a small campfire or a small plume of smoke coming from the center of it. You see a few children playing around the wagons. Looks like maybe they're playing tag or something like that, some kind of game like that. And Silva literally takes you right into this camp.
I noticed this coming in. They seem like very colorful people.
Welcome home.
So walking into the camp, you guys notice the following things. One, there's about a dozen of these. There's like 2 of these circular kind of wagon camps with about 6 wagons each one. There is a smattering of people. And what I mean by smattering of people is like there's some Daeri, there's some mixed race, there's some halflings, there's a gnome or 2, there's a couple dwarves. It's a very eclectic group of people.
There's no pure Searleys here, though.
No, there are not.
Makes sense.
And getting in there, Silva, you have a room in one of the wagons, and you know that but you don't necessarily always use it. Like if it's a clear night, it's warm enough out, you just sleep under the stars. It's not a big deal. So as you're coming out there, a man, salt and pepper hair, kind of steps down from one of the wagons and says, "Ah, Silva, it's good to see you again."
Oh, well, pleasure to see you as always.
You know this man as Rorik. Rorik is your uncle.
Ah, okay.
So the rest of your family is not part of this traveling Havani. They're in a different spot. When the event happened that decided to send you on this path, you said, "Hey, I got to break away from you guys," and they sent you to live with your uncle.
Okay.
And he encouraged what you were trying to do. So
Cool.
Rorik says, "You've brought friends, I see. They
Yeah.
are very welcome. We are going to have an interesting stew this evening. Your aunt is trying something new," is what she says.
Oh, I love
You can see this sort of
experimentation.
gritting, it's like kind of look on his face. It's like, and then you hear a voice from within the thing say, "I can hear that from here. You will like what I make, or you will not get anything to eat at all for a week."
Dang, that has even more
exactly the same
relevance in this universe. That's even more
3
days. That's a lot of
days.
days.
Rorik chuckles a little bit as he comes down and he says, What brings you back so early? I haven't seen you in a few days, actually."
Well,
He comes down and says, "What brings you back? We haven't seen you in a few days."
I was wondering to see if we had a room for my new friend here, Artemis.
Slightly bow. Good day.
He nods at you and says, "I am Rorik. Welcome to the camp of the Havani." And he kind of does this sort of little thing, and you look around and nobody seems to notice what's going on. They're still the kids are still playing. There's a few people that are sitting around the campfire. They kind of look up briefly, get a kind of quizzical look, and then continue back with their stuff. You do hear a smattering of like tink tink tink, and you also hear like what sounds like maybe somebody chopping wood somewhere. I mean, there's definitely activity going on around, and the people that are sitting by a fire and stuff definitely look like an older, like maybe late 50s, early 60s. They're an older, probably the grandparents of some of these kids that are running around. You notice that's this particular 6 camp. You can see over on the other side, you can see that there's a couple women doing some. It looks like maybe they're cleaning either fish or like chickens or hair or something like that. Some kind of meat. They're cleaning it off, skinning it, and that sort of stuff. So it's definitely it's got that vibe of lived in, kind of homey. So far, the people seem kind of nice that you've talked to. Rorik seems like a nice guy so far. That's kind of good, the jive you're getting from this place.
So what's his name? Uncle
Rorik.
Rorik.
Mm-hmm.
How permanent does it look? Does it look more permanent than most camping? Like the campfires seem to have.
Oh yeah, no, this place looks like it's. Give me a perception.
Okay.
Actually, give me a survival. Actually, because you're looking around, you can see the stuff. But give me a survival.
Oh crap! Let's see which one came.
No, that's fine. You rolled survival. It says it.
No, I know. I saw a 13 and a 3 and had to switch back.
Get a step. Don't worry. I will look at it and adjudicate based on the first number, unless it's advantage, and then I'll pick the higher of the two or disadvantage. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Yeah, it looks like. I mean, the fire that the two older people are sitting at right here in this thing has has stones. Has in essence, it's a stone fire pit that looks like it's been, dug partially into the ground. You wouldn't make something like that if you're only going to be here for a night or two. So this is definitely something that's been here for a bit.
Oh, good. Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty clear that this is probably, they've been here for at least a week, maybe longer. And Silva, you know that your uncle here came back and camped here about a month ago.
Okay.
So they've been here almost a month now. You had been learning in the city here, so you've been here for longer than that. But they usually show up, stay for like a month or two, and then move on for 6 months or so, and then come back and stay for a month or two. That's kind of the system that they've got into at this point.
Okay.
But this is the first time that they've been back since you made it to journeyman. So.
Okay.
So you honor me by allowing me to stay with your family.
Yeah. It's a roof.
You actually like your uncle. He's not a terrible guy. He tends to let you get away with things.
So you've been able to travel with them then?
Oh, not in a while. I have been stuck in here working on becoming an artificer for the past year or so. I haven't really been able to, travel.
It's good to learn a trade. Yes, it's also good to learn the world. So, but I am thankful you're allowing me to stay here and put in the work for me.
Rorik says, "Who are your other friends here, Silva?"
That human-looking one and the other human-looking one.
They're both human-looking ones.
I thought they were different when I started the sentence. Then
one is a diary, one's mixed, but they kind of look similar-ish.
The one in the chainmail is why can't I remember his name? It's not Andal. It's Morgoth.
There you go.
That's true.
That one's Morgoth. The other one is Andal.
I see.
Nice to meet
will
you,
they
sir.
all be staying for dinner this evening? If so, I need to let your aunt know. Maybe
I
not.
Maybe
I will not let her know, and then I will not have to eat so much. You hear the voice again. I heard that. Now I'm going to make more just because of it.
Yeah, I think they'll stay and enjoy the stew.
Sure. I will. That sounds delightful.
I will be enjoying the stew, but I will not be staying the night, unfortunately.
Well,
I
that's
will
fair.
not either.
The more is up, the best. That is perfectly all right. Please come and have a seat somewhere. What brings you? Like I said, why are you? You've brought your friends back, and he wants to stay. Let us discuss what has been going on in the last few days. What have you been doing?
Well, we just got back into town. We had gone off to visit the ruins up. What is it? North?
West.
West.
All
Yeah,
the ruins
sorry.
are west, young man.
All the ruins are west.
I couldn't remember which one. I knew it was one of them. We were out west in the ruins, the old dwarven ruins, really.
You found
We
some
just
ruins.
got back.
Interesting.
Yes, it was very exciting. Very exciting. We found some cool, interesting, tools and weapons. We brought it back. We're working with a fellow named Castor.
While you're saying that, a little girl runs up and jumps into your arms. You know this is your cousin, your second cousin. Actually, it's Rorik's daughter's girl. She goes by the name of Daisy.
Well, hello, Daisy.
You're back. You're back. Have you made me anything cool? You had that interesting little glasses thing you gave me the last time. Is there anything else? And Rorik says, "Now, young lady, you don't always get gifts."
Well, just so happens, I have a duck.
A duck.
A duck?
Just a small duck.
Well, so you pull out the duck, and she's looking at the duck, and then you see her look slightly past you, and she goes, "Can I have that?" And you see her pointing at the
My
clockwork
bird.
raven.
I knew she was gonna look at my bird.
That
made a
is
bird?
so cool. Yeah, he
Yeah, I
made a
made a
bird.
homunculus.
Yeah, he made a bird at the one you guys were in Raventhorpe.
Yeah.
What does it do
Oh,
again? I
This,
forget.
literally this morning.
Yeah. I just got the bird.
And you also
does
don't
the
have any
bird do?
crystals anymore to make another one.
I know. I have to go. God.
Rorik
This is
says,
a
"No,
dilemma.
young lady. You should probably go with the duck. Right? That looks like something. That contraption looks a little dangerous for you."
Oh, yes. Just a little bit.
She's like, she can see her pout a little bit, and then she takes the duck
Ow.
and she brightens up a little bit, and she's like, "Whack, whack,
I
whack,
have
whack!" As she runs off, going quacking, "Whack, whack, 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 whack." It's good to see you. She continues
Yes,
running.
great to see you. Okay.
What else you guys doing? Rorik says it'll be a bit before we have supper. I mean, probably you guys have an hour to yourself. Enjoy the company. And he can
Perhaps we could.
continue.
I'm gonna try to hunt. Actually, try to find something. I'm gonna hunt for herbs and things to make the dinner better.
Okay.
I'm sure it's great. And
Yeah,
just
you're
for me
gonna
as well.
watch those things you're throwing out there, buddy.
Yep. I understand what you're saying. All right. Anybody else going to do anything for the next hour?
Silva said there was a clearing where we could test some stuff. I want to test
Yeah,
some stuff.
You guys are going to go try to test stuff.
I've got multiple
I'll
items.
show them
I
out
don't
to
know
the
what they
clearing,
do.
and
All right.
I'm gonna go.
So,
into the
you guys
clearing, but I'm
actually
gonna
all go
show
at
you my
this. You actually all go the same direction for a bit. You get to that clearing, and then Silva says, "All yours, Artemis. There should be plenty of stuff around here." And then you guys start looking at those. Start breaking out the items.
Okay. I've got the shield and I've got my armor.
You got the shield and the armor. You also still have three bolters, but
yeah, but we know what the
I'm
electric
gonna-
pellets do because we saw it. Was the pale blue one supposed to be the ice one?
Yes,
yes,
That's the ice
it
one.
was.
what you said.
Pale blue transparent stuff?
No, pale blue transparent is different.
Okay. That's right. I don't have the blue
Oh.
ones. I get one of the other two has the blue
There
ones.
is. I gotta find the sessions. Just a second. You found.
Because I still have I still have 10 pale blue ones written down. 5 the multicolored. I think the other multicolored Cole has.
All right, one second. I have these in my
Multicolored.
items. Let's see here.
Then I have 3. There were 3 groups of 3. I guess.
Yeah, you have a pale blue transparent one. That you haven't seen used yet.
Okay.
The cold white ones you have.
Yeah, the 3 cold white pellets. Those are the ice ones.
Those are the ice ones. At least that's what came out of the bolter when he used it.
Okay.
You have.
Yeah. Then there's.
You have some green pellets wrapped in wax paper.
Yes. I don't know what those do. And then
don't
I
know
have
what those
3
do.
red pellets that glow.
Red
on their own.
pellets that glow, which you at this point know are fire pellets.
Oh, okay, so it's more fire.
Yeah,
Okay, so I
red
actually
pellets
have
that glow on their
6
own are fire.
I have 6 fire.
You got rid of the ink black ones.
I gave them to him, yeah. And then I have 5 of the multicolored
Yeah,
vibrating
you have
ones.
5 multicolored pellets that vibrate ever so slightly.
Yes.
That's what you have. And you might still have some other cold ones, but I mean, those are the ones that you don't know anything about.
I have 3 cold ones because they were part of the. There were 3 sets of 3 that I got
Oh,
when I got those.
I
green
remember
ones.
you guys still have the circlet with the dark crystal in it.
Right, we don't know what that does.
That's what Silva has.
I don't remember
gave all
which
my
stuff
stuff
I've
to
found
Caster.
with the armor or with the shield. So I'm
You've
just-
not done anything with either of them.
No, I know I haven't done anything with either of them. I'm trying to remember. I was trying to remember which ones I found with them, so I could think maybe
Here we
which one
go.
does what.
Let's see here. Morgoth.
Because I imagine they would have had the items with pellets that are useful for the item.
Trying to find.
Yeah, it was a couple of things ago.
No, I have all the.
I can see them too. I don't remember which one it is.
No, I have it, but rewards granted. Here we go. You found a light shield with 2 translucent pale spheres crackling with energy in the main hall.
Okay.
Found 4 gun-like items with 10 small white spheres, 10 red spheres, 10 pale blue transparent,
Yeah.
and 10 white transparent spheres.
Correct.
With energy, crackling with energy. So,
And I think in the next one is when I found the armor.
no. Yeah, the armor is in the next one. That one came with. No. You actually found it in this one as well, I think. Yeah, you found it in this one. Just a second. Studded leather armor in commander's bedroom with 3 green spheres, 3 cold white spheres, and 3 red spheres.
While they're kind of testing things out, I'm gonna be kind of filling out my map and going over any details that
Okay.
differ from
What do you guys
the
want to
ancient map in my map.
What do you want to test first?
So I have 2 translucent pale spheres crackling with energy. Weren't those the electric ones we'd found before?
They were, yes.
Or are they different?
These will be electric ones, but you have 2 of them that you found with the shield. Is all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Because I have 10 written down. Okay, I'm gonna put one of those in the shield.
All right. And then do it.
Have I found a trigger of some kind on there?
Yeah, you.
Is there one like
where you
around
hold it,
where the hand would be?
where you hold it
Yeah.
with your hand? There's one right where there is a thing there. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna click it.
All right, you click it. Let me find what it does. All right, you click on it, and you see the straps kind of pull into the shield itself, and it dances away from you and hovers.
Interesting. And it just sits there.
It sits there. It's sitting. It's staying within 5 feet of you, but it sits there.
Do I feel protected by it in some way?
I don't know. It's hard to tell unless somebody's
Morgoth.
attacking you.
Come over here and try to hit me with something.
All right, I'll punch him in the face.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
You just miss. The shield.
All right, I
You
doesn't-
gotta
the
try a
shield
little
doesn't even
harder.
do anything.
I was
try a little harder than
going
that.
with
No,
the
I
fake
shoot
out.
him.
I
I
was
shoot him.
You're gonna
I
shoot
You're
him
gonna
with
shoot
what?
me?
I'm gonna shoot him with a gun.
With the pistol?
Yes.
You're gonna shoot me with the gun?
Yes.
That seems a little much.
It's supposed to work, right?
Yeah, but you're wasting ammunition.
I
Buy
have
more.
plenty of money to
You
buy
can
more.
Buy more.
Fair point. All right, he
Where's
shoots
my
me.
gun? Why can't I find my gun?
I'm getting
Ah,
shot.
I clicked the gun
that's a
button.
bit of an escalation.
If the frickin' people over
Oh,
there
here
have
it
to
is,
like
right?
pull a bullet out of me, I'm gonna be really annoyed with you.
Why is it not? How do I
But no, I trust the
do
shield.
it?
The shield will block it.
Are you gonna attack again, Morgoth? If so, do so while he's trying to
Oh,
find
I
his
just
gun.
rolling. I found it. You can't. I don't think I can click it.
Oh my!
Morgoth
Morgoth.
sucks.
Why don't you actually roll an attack roll? You have. Oh, there we go. Morgoth. What is your
Shield looks
actual?
at him with
Hold on.
disdain.
What is your armor class right now? You
Morgoth.
being
Morgoth.
Andal.
Oh, me.
Oh,
It's a
Including what the shield would
15.
give me?
No shield. Is it 15?
It should be.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a +3 from Dex, and then
Okay.
armor gives me 2.
So he goes to swing at you again, and the shield moves to try to block it, but it's not quite fast enough, and he hits you in the face.
Okay.
But the shield moved. It
Whoa.
tried to block it.
All right, I just want
Okay.
everybody to know he said to hit him.
He
That's
did.
fine. How much damage do I take for him punching me?
D3
A D3.
plus your strength.
I
D3
guess
plus
I
my
won't
strength.
shoot him.
Yeah, well, it's not.
Plus strength. What's my
Fine.
strength?
I mean, you're standing there, like you could have moved around and seen what happens too. Like the shield moves with you, and it stays always within 5 feet of you.
Lame.
All right,
That's it, 4.
you take 4 points of damage.
That's fine.
And then
Ow.
once he starts attacking, once he connects, it now is moving and trying to interpose between you and him. Now that he actually is attacking with you.
Yeah, square up, bro.
I was fiddling. They see me over off to the side. I stood up from my maps. I was fiddling with my gun. I see it move with them, and I kind of sigh and put my gun away.
Okay.
Back to my map.
Wow, you wanted to shoot me?
It would have been fun.
So
It's a little
at
rude.
this point in time, you know that you have the following, or at least you have an idea that you have the following.
Cool.
Let me bring it up. And
I can
see.
give myself a freaking spiritual weapon of some kind, spiritual shield.
You have this, which is a dancing shield.
Interesting.
So it will activate when you press that button. You can use it as a normal shield, just like you normally.
Like I have been.
When you activate it with one of the things, it'll dance around you, leave your hands free, your extra arm free for 1 minute, and give you the bonuses if you had a +2.
Okay, so it gives me like a 17 basically.
Yep, it gives you the +2.
Which is why you were curious what it was.
Yeah, that's why I was curious what it was.
Okay. That's cool.
It can hold 3 pellets, so basically you have 3 uses before you have to reload.
Okay. And does it seem to matter what kind?
It didn't seem to. You're not sure. You put one of the ones that came with it in. You're not sure.
Yeah. I don't know how much I want to use because we have a limited amount of these things right now.
So, and I will tell you this: like you forget about it, and after a minute, it just clatters to the ground. It just drops to the ground because it runs out.
Okay, I'll pick it back up.
Yep.
I'll sling it back on. All right. Okay, so the studded leather was with the other sets of 3. I'm going to put one of the 3 green ones in the armor.
Okay.
And then I'm assuming it has a. Does this one seem to have a trigger of some kind that I found?
No, you put it in the armor. It's only got room for 1 in the armor. You put it in, and then you feel the armor slightly. You get it just like you feel a brief like vibration of the armor, and then it stops.
Interesting. Does it feel heavier or anything?
Nope.
And I haven't found like a trigger like on other things for this.
No, you have not. I gotta find what I did say what it was gonna. 1 second.
Okay, that's fine. I had to mark this down to 2. I don't want to use those very often because I don't want to waste them.
So, what do you want to try to do?
I kind of want to just have Morgoth try to hit me again.
Okay.
Oh, okay, all right. You want the big guns.
What are you
Oh
trying to
yeah,
do?
look at how big your guns are.
Those guns weren't very big. You kind of missed.
You not use your sword.
Fine.
What do you want to try?
I
I
shall.
want him to punch me again.
Okay.
Try to hit me in the chest.
Well, I mean, if you want him to just hit you in the chest, he can just hit you in the chest.
Yeah, hit me in the chest. You don't need to punch me or anything. Just hit.
All right. So he does that, and I mean, it's like hitting the armor. He hits the armor.
It doesn't do anything.
Doesn't seem to do anything different than normal.
My hand.
It doesn't have a trigger. It did something because it made a vibration.
Yep. It's definitely you definitely felt like something changed about it. You're just not sure what. I would go. I guess I would do the following too. What like you had a slight vibration, and then it kind of you heard like a click, and then it's like the little studs became. I don't know. There's not really anything else beyond that. It just clicks and slight vibration. Give me an intelligence check.
I'm not very smart. This is not going to go.
You are. I'm just saying, give me an intelligence.
Oh, the one was on the second one.
Yeah,
Easy.
you got a 15.
I'm so smart.
You've never used the green pellet, the green spheres before. What might green signify?
Poison.
Poison, maybe?
It's a possibility.
Acid, maybe as well.
Also a possibility.
Because they were just wrapped in.
Maybe just a bunch of
They're
puke.
wrapped in wax
Everyone knows
paper.
the joke.
And when you took it out of the wax paper and put it in, when you took your hands away, it burned your fingers slightly.
Yeah, it's probably an acid.
So at this point in time, I would give Silva an Arcana check if she wanted to.
I'll take it.
Or even Andal an Arcana check if you wanted to.
Sure. So I'm unsure of how to use this one. I'm just too good.
Kid nails
Frickin-
one roll.
Got a 20 on the damn
Kid
thing.
nails one roll.
At about the same time, you both think, well, maybe this makes it so that the armor can withstand acid better.
Ah,
Oh.
it's a resistance thing. Okay, that makes sense.
Genius.
So maybe you should have somebody try to throw some acid on you.
Ryan, do you have acid spray?
Do I have acid? I
Does
don't
Silva
actually
have
know.
acid?
No, so it doesn't.
I mean, from how your uncle describes whatever you're on is going to make, maybe that'll be acidic enough that I can do something.
There you go. Now
Um,
you're thinking with your noggin.
Artemis, give me a survival check. Plus, add any herbalist skill, herbalist kit proficiency. While you're looking for stuff.
Okay. Survival with the herbalist,
Yeah,
or
if you're proficient in herbalist, add your proficiency bonus. So
yeah, gotcha. I am proficient in
yeah, so
herbalist.
you'll add another +2 to it. All right, you find a
19.
bunch of things that you want. Like you find some herbs and things like that. And you come back to those guys talking about acid and trying to throw acid on Andal.
Did I hear a gunshot, by the way, or the
No, he didn't shoot the
he
gun.
didn't. He
I
didn't
didn't
shoot me.
shoot it. I wanted to.
He wanted
He
to.
wanted to, but he didn't shoot it.
It didn't shoot it.
Forgive me for overhearing, but do you want to throw acid on it? Why would you want to throw acid? on it?
I put a thing in my armor that kind of burned a bit. It was one of the pellets, but I only have like 3 of, so I haven't used one yet. But Silva,
figure
I
out what it
theorized
does.
that because I put it in my armor, the armor has a slot for these things, that it might give me a resistance to damage of that type. But we haven't figured out a way to test it yet because none of us can throw acid.
Just piggybacking off my hypothesis.
You totally.
I
is.
said Silva and we thought about it at the same time. My role was better.
I was joking. Okay. All right.
What? If you allow me to study it for a limited time, I can tell you what it does.
Actually, you can't.
But
Well,
he already
hold on,
used
go
it.
ahead. You can try. Sorry.
I can't do it. Identify.
No. You can try. You go ahead and try.
You can try.
Yeah.
But
It'll
he
take 10
already used it, so might as well throw some
I
acid.
don't know. It's still. I mean, you don't know how long it lasts.
I mean, does it vibrate every now and again or no?
Yeah, every so often you get a slight.
See, but I think it's better safe than sorry. Let's throw acid on this.
Okay, I'll pull a vial of acid out,
Okay.
and on a small point near the hip or
Not just
something,
check
right?
the whole thing.
Hit me in the chest with it. Right in the chest.
Just
Where the
do
majority
it.
of the armor is anyway.
I'd rather do this and throw it against his hip, where if it burns through, it won't.
Okay. You throw
I won't-
throw some acid on there. Roll me a d6.
It's fine. We'll just burn off my leg, and so I can't walk, as opposed
Yeah,
to my
that's
vital
fine.
organs.
Roll him a d6. You're gonna do a d6
Alright.
of damage. Is what I would normally do. So roll a d6. You don't have to. You're trying to purposely do it. He's allowing you to do it. It's an automatic hit. It's not an automatic critical, but it is an automatic hit.
All right, I'm on too many screens. Guys, can you roll a d6 for me? Because I can't find that little thing again.
D6. That's a
That's a
D10.
I
D10.
typed 6. Oh, I typed
You
You
5.
wrote 5. You
Oh
suck.
my
That was a
God.
d8, wasn't it?
All right,
Why did it take a 10 to do that?
because it takes it.
Oh,
rolls a
because it's
10 and
elimination
divides it by 2.
right.
All right, so normally you would take 4 points of acid damage, but you only take 2.
Ah,
My armor gives
Clearly it's
resistance.
resistance. So you have determined this to be studded leather armor of resistance. You have resistance to one type of damage while you wear this armor. Resistance type is based on the Aethyr pellet used to power the armor and resist damage of the same type. So for instance, if you use an acid pellet, you get acid resistance. The resistance lasts for 1 hour per sphere, per pellet.
Wow.
That's fascinating.
cool.
Do you have a number of these spheres?
I have a variety of the spheres. I'm not using another one of the poison ones. I don't have a lot of them.
You
But,
still have another. You still have probably about another 55 minutes of poison resistance.
Yeah, I
Great.
do. So it's a little sad.
That's
Did
the
you-
way.
How'd you think it's
Remember, so
testing?
the only other thing that you guys haven't tested that you still have is the crystal in the circlet.
What was your question?
Do we want to pull that out?
Why not? We're testing stuff.
I was asking if you created these orbs, or did you
No, we
find
found them
We found them.
along with all
in
the stuff we've been
ruins.
testing with. It's all in the ruins. That's why Caster is so intrigued. And also those we had given him we'd shown him those crystals, the hyacinthum that we sold to the jeweler, and he bought some of the other ones we had because he thinks he can use it to make more. He has hypothesized that the crystals are used to make the orbs.
That should. I'm
Now,
sure that.
how
can-
much did we get from him?
500.
Oh, we got fleeced.
Yeah, but remember, we can only sell it so many times to the jeweler anyway, so.
Yeah, I remember that. I already told you thought you would probably get more from an artificer or an alchemist than you would from the jeweler. So.
Yeah, I had just forgotten what
you had
we
forgotten.
got from him in the first place.
You got
That's fine. We
500.
can if he asks us for more, we can just go get more.
No, I'm not. That's why I probably would have haggled if I'd remembered. But
That's
okay.
fine. I mean, 350 is not terrible
Yeah, I'm not
for
mad
an
at it.
hour's worth of work.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not
It's
mad at
easy.
it.
We can literally just walk up there and like take as long as we want. I think we pretty much killed everything in there, or at least the time we were there.
I mean, stuff can come
There's
back.
some
It
lynx,
shouldn't be too
there's
much
some
of a hassle.
bats. You
Um.
We'll tame the lynx.
know.
So
Did you want to pull out that thing?
yeah, yes,
Okay,
that's what I was
so-
about to say.
It when you look at it there's the crystal, and on one side it's kind of convex, on the other side it's concave with a very small little indentation which is approximately the size of a sphere.
Should we theorize what it might do
yeah.
before we decide which one to put in?
You can try.
Well, it goes on. It goes on the head, right? So I
Yeah,
put it in.
You'll put the thing
Where?
in and then you put it on your head. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Gotcha. What colors do we have a lot of?
We tend to have a lot of like the
we
fire,
have a lot of
electric,
cold,
ice.
electric, and fire.
And then I'll just grab one of those.
Although I still don't know what the pale blue ones do.
I'll grab
you have a few of
cold
those too.
one.
All right, you're gonna grab a
I
cold.
don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to test a new one on this. Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I'll grab a cold one and put that in the circlet, and I'll put that on my.
All right, so you put that in the circlet and you put it on your head, and you start looking. And initially, when you put it on, you can't see through that spot, but suddenly you can start seeing it, and it's a very whitish blue tinge to your eye. And looking around. Oh, let's see. This would show that. Gotta decide. Looking around, all you see is the bluish, whitish tinge to everything from that one eye. I don't know how to ask the question about certain things without
Giving away,
giving
what,
away
it
what
does.
it is. Gotta see what some of you guys have.
Well, if we have the we
It's
have armor that provides resistance, which makes sense.
No,
It's
no,
armor.
no. I understand. I have something. Well, do I? No, that's not it. I was
We
just
have
thinking.
multiple weapons that like do bolts and stuff. I
Yeah,
think
no,
the
I know.
sword would probably do. It would crackle with different energy and do like extra
Yeah,
damage
I'd
of that
imagine it
type
just do.
when you
Yeah.
hit
Okay.
people with it. The
So you see, Andal has that when you go past Andal, you see that one part of something on his belt glows with a bright bluish white in the thing.
What's in your belt?
I'll pull some stuff out
Well,
until
no,
he
I
tells me
mean,
which one it
he
is.
points to your side, and you realize that's where you have that potion of lesser healing held. It's like just attached
the
to your
one that
belt for quick access.
Yeah, the one that I definitely haven't used.
Yes, which you could have used, and you haven't.
No, I did use it.
Uh,
I used it when we fought the first big shambling thing. It's just still in my inventory because I forgot to get rid of it.
Well, see now.
I haven't used it. I didn't use it again.
No, I know, but I mean, you would.
Well,
have
now
had
it's
it.
gotta get
No,
away
but
some stuff.
now his thing that he
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to delete it.
doesn't work.
But don't the other ones have one? I wasn't the only one who got one.
I have
Uh,
one. I guess I can look at myself.
Yeah, Cole's is gone if he had one.
I gave
I have
mine
two.
to what's his name?
Yeah.
Oh, the other guy.
I
I mean,
yeah.
I had the
if Artemis
two,
has a lot of
yeah, I would say you
you'd
looking
have-
down at yourself, you see it at the potion that's attached to your belt. Like you have
Okay.
one for quick access to do the bonus action.
Yeah.
Let me delete it from my
Um,
inventory real quick.
So that glows. But looking at your gun does not.
Yeah.
Looking at the shield that you know dances when there's stuff in it, it does not. Looking at his armor,
Doesn't glow either.
which is
That is
definitely power
still-
right now, does not glow.
Yeah. So it's probably.
Does
the
anything of
colon
Hold on,
Artemis's
let me
glow?
see if-
Does he have
let me see
anything?
if it does glow. Hold on. Well, he doesn't have anything externally out there that would be.
Fair.
And anyway, his stuff would be a particular type of magic. That, have to find the spell that the thing is based off of. Andy. And see what type it is. Because maybe your armor glows. I'm not 100% sure yet.
Perhaps.
And then what does that one do? One second. Actually, I totally interpreted it wrong. The only thing that glows is Andy's armor. Your potion does not. Sorry.
Okay.
So,
So it might be something about defensive magic.
oh, but remember, it's still powered. It'll be powered for the next hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess it sees
So
things that are powered by
At
the
this
Aethyr.
point, give me an Arcana check.
Sure. Did I nail it?
No, but you got an
Oh,
18.
come on. I almost nailed it.
So similar to what you think. Remember, he put in the acid pellet. He got acid resistance. You put in a cold sphere, and you're seeing just that thing being magical when you have other magical things around. Maybe this is just showing you a specific type of magic based
Yeah.
on the sphere you put in. And so,
So
the sphere, the
this
cold sphere is
cold
showing you
sphere.
abjuration magic.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Well, I'm pretty sure
Let me
that
check something
these.
because maybe I did. There are certain things that I made. Oh yeah, no, this one would be abjuration magic. Yes.
There's these different colors of ball, just represent different types of magic that it'll detect. It seems.
Yes. The gist here is that you have a monocle of magic
It's
detection.
specified. Yeah.
Monocle take a single Aethyr
Well-
pellet. While wearing it as an action, you can turn on the monocle and look through to see magic as if using the detect magic spell. It functions for 10 minutes on a single pellet, and can only see magic based on that type of pellet.
So can I turn it off for right now and save the rest of the
No,
power?
once you start it, you get 10 minutes, and then it powers through.
Oh, okay.
You could put a thing in it and not turn it on. That would be true. But
Mhm.
once you turn it on, you get 10 minutes, and then it's done.
Yeah, so far the only thing that
Oh.
looks like it doesn't turn, like you can't just turn on whenever you want, is the armor.
Well, no, that one you put the pellet in. Like the pellet is easily accessible on the armor itself. You
Or you
just
can
pop it in and then you
smash.
get it. So it's still like a bonus action to power up.
Oh, okay. Doesn't
But-
take that long to put it in.
No.
Okay.
All of these things are usually it's a bonus action to put the pellet in. If you wish to put in more than one for those things that have more, it takes more time, more actions.
Yeah.
And as you figured out from this one, the cold right now is showing you abjuration magic. You're not sure what the other ones show you.
Yeah.
Did we find any specific ones when we found the
I
thing, or
don't
did we just find the monocle? I can't remember.
No, I think you just found the monocle.
We just found the
I
monocle.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on guys. It was on the skull of one of the. It was on a skull that was embedded in one of those fungal creatures. So all you found was the monocle with that one.
I'll go ahead and see what kind of magic the fire one does.
Okay. All right, you put the fire one in, and you start looking around, and the potion of healing shows up.
Okay.
The bolters, I think, actually glow. I have to check real quick, but I believe so. Yes, the bolters glow. Gotta check the fields is probably a different type of magic. I think that's it at this point.
Okay.
You
so one's
figure it's probably
evocation.
evocation magic, yes.
Yeah. What the third one that we had an abundance or
The
relative
electric one.
abundance of was. Okay, I'll pop that one in.
All right, that one also shows evocation magic.
Okay.
So it's not there.
So how many different? Yeah, there's how many different colors do we know of at this time?
Oh, seriously? You know of the acid one, which you just figured out. You know of the
Yeah,
cold.
the green one.
You know the
Yeah.
fire. You have one that you're not
Electric.
sure. You know
We have the electric.
You have the electric. You have some that are the multicolored ones, and you gave away the inky black ones. So
I
don't
feel
know
like
are.
those were supposed to, because I think we found them with the goggles. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to make it so you can see in the dark. That's my best guess for those.
I don't think so. It's a monocle. It's not goggles.
No. I found the
you
5
found those
ink black
goggles
ones
as
with
well.
the goggles that
Oh.
didn't
That
have
he
the.
gave to.
Oh,
Yeah, I gave him that
right.
one,
Yeah,
but I
don't
did
know why
ask
you
him like
gave
if I could
away-
have it back when he's done with it, because I think
so.
it's
There's the
Yes.
inky black ones, which you don't have anymore, so you don't have those. But you definitely know the lightning ones. You definitely know the acid ones now. You definitely know the cold and the fire.
Mhm.
You have the transparent, pale blue transparent, and the multicolored ones that you don't know what they are.
Okay.
And the inky black ones,
Huh.
but you don't have any of those currently.
Yeah.
yeah. My thing is just assumption.
Well, I'm done experimenting with the goggles for the
Monocle.
monocle right
Right.
now. So I want to use.
Yeah, I think we
any
figured
of
out
the
some
other
cool
ones.
stuff actually. I like
So
this
yeah,
one.
so Artemis,
Yeah.
you've seen you're watching these guys like take these little magical spheres out, put them into something, and then put on these spheres. You're not sure if
Right.
they're magical or not. They're different colors. Put them into these different contraptions. Well, you didn't see the armor one and put it in, but you saw the results of it. You also didn't see the dancing shield, which not a big deal.
Right.
But the monocle you see him put in, and then he's like, "Oh, look, that's glowing," or "Hey, look, that's glowing." So clearly they're doing something, and this is a technology you've never seen or heard of. It's a magic that you've just like, what?
Right. Yeah, I have no idea. I'll note what everything's doing, but right now I won't ask to examine or anything. I'll wait
Mhm.
by the side until
Yeah,
been
so
here a little.
they kind of finish off, and what are you guys doing next?
Let's eat.
All right, you guys head back
Alright.
to the Havani Camp, and as dusk starts to come upon the world, as the twin suns start to sink below the horizon, you start to hear music, and you smell actually a stew that smells pretty damn good. And we're gonna stop there because it's 8 o'clock and Brian has to get up an hour earlier tomorrow. So
Right. Makes sense.
yeah, so you guys are partaking of dinner at the Seekers camp when we come back next time.
All right.
Were they gonna